How's that? Yeah, cool. Right, thanks, mate. What's up, Zoe? Oh, you got to go there now? Yeah. I'm in the middle of filming, so listen. Thank you.
To 5, if my maths is any good. Wade Hancock has 2, Xavier Latore 1 for Wentworth. But how have you seen it? Let's go to the Swallows first. Who have you liked?
Yeah, Jake Thrum's been in everything in the middle of the ground, and they've really got to be able to stop that run because he's getting dangerous ball from centre forward, so which means he's getting the ball inside the attacking 50, but also doing that across half forward is Brodie Ryan. Beautiful delivery. Time and time again from the big half forward. And inside the attacking 50, Billy Phelan's been really active early. Jason Coughlin's been really active early. But I've also liked the work of Connor Carter. He's done some really good things across the wing, and they've been really complimentary of each other because they haven't wasted a lot of disposal going forward, which has been really important for the big Dukes of Phelan and Coughlin to be able to get front position.
Yep, they've linked up pretty well, haven't they? I reckon certainly across half back and through midfield. For Wentworth, I reckon Jack Carter was pretty busy. Xavier Latore was really good. Jack Baird was impressive early, yep. And as we mentioned, Agmalesi Smith with his 7 touches was dynamic.
He was up and about as we see the tap come down, looking for Haywood. Haywood trying to beat a couple, goes back to Carter. Carter with a hurried kick out of the contest, but is cut off by Keenan Wade. So Wade immediately plays on down the field, finds Zachy Wilson. He's had a really good start to his senior career as he uses the ball inboard, finds Zach Wandon. So Wandon again looking for players inside, uses that player Wilson again with a nice kick inside 50 into the advantage, looking for a teammate. Coming back is Brodie Ryan. He's got Nebraska Wilkie there. Wilkie gets it off to Agmalesi Smith. Agmalesi Smith tries to give the don't argue 2-3 times and he gets caught holding the ball. Really well done there by Zachy Wandon. He was outsized there by about 30 kilos, but held the man up.
Yeah, it does nicely, Zach, too, to kick to a target there on the 50. Billy Phelan, who's been super impressive to start this game. He marks here at left half 40. He'll kick from just outside the 50, looking for options in the middle of the ground. Now he's going to load her up and go out to the right and kick long and strong towards the goal square. Who stands underneath this one? It's bouncing around. Zachy Wilson got it across. And it was almost a chance for, was it Doreen on the last line? Might have been Cooper Milsom, actually. But it was already knocked through for a rush score. But he had a really good chance to volley that one out of midair, didn't he, the young man?
That was Lionel Messi, if you like. But he absolutely tried to load up, just like Blaine Grills is out of the goal square looking for Andy Wall. He's got 3 to beat. Front and centre, immediately tackled was Jake Thrum. So a contest here at centre half forward, attacking end for the Swallows. Looks like it's going to be Ward up against Jensen again. As Jensen tries to muscle his way through, punches it only as far as it looks like Tulloch, immediately taken at the fall of the contest. So another ball up here, true centre half forward. Mildura end, attacking end for the Swallows.
As Jensen wins it down front and centre to Carter. He's besieged behind there by Jimmy Tulloch holding the ball, says the umpire. Very interesting decision as Thrum quickly plays on with it and hits a target in Cooper Milsom, who was going back with a fly to the footy in that right forward pocket. Gee, he did well to hang on to it, the young man. He was off balance, managed to clunk it, and he'll go back for a set shot now. Oh, he's going to be about 30-odd metres, 35 metres out, slide angle, that right forward pocket.
The umpires have been consistent with that early call, though, today, so I don't mind that. It was a bit hot, but they've been consistent with it.
Okay, so let's see what the young man can do. He sets it up, kicks underneath it a little bit. Might not get the journey, or will he? Goal umpire says she's straight through.
Rightio, well, there we go. It could have been touched on the line, but the umpire's certainly in a much better position than we are. Aaron Duck probably agreed a little bit closer with us, but certainly looks like it's a heavy ball out there at the moment, Silko, because kicking only from about 35 metres out was Cooper Milsom there, but just got the extra little bit that he needed there, and it was probably only by 1 or 2 inches that it snuck through.
Yeah, he just got under it a little bit, didn't he? Got more height than length, but enough, as Ben said, that he needed to get it through. We'll go around the grounds at quarter time for Fatty Boomba. I reckon we're a little bit off the mark with the Redcliffe South score still showing 1-2-8 for the Tigers, no score for the Bulldogs. 2 points out at Blackburn Park, 22-20, Oyen United over Merbean, and Mildura 3-2-20, leading at Robinvale Euston 2 straight 12.
Quickly taken out of the contest. Numbers are at the fall of the ball on the outer side, on true centre wing. So it's going to be another ball up here. And again, it was a big punch out of the contest, just trying to get some movement forward there for Wentworth. Jensen gets front position again. He does get it forward, looking for a teammate in Carter, on hands and knees. Sorry, it's Haywood, as he's spun over there by Tulloch. So just forward of centre. Attacking end here for the Roos. Another contest. Gets the ball down quickly, looking for Egmalesi Smith. Out to Wilson, cut off there by the young old Wimple player. Running onto it was Thrum, back to Wandon. Wandon to Cirillo. Cirillo goes down the line, looking for a teammate in Coughlin, but he's been outmarked on half forward.
Some concerns for Egbalesi Smith, who did the ankle pretty much after that contest in the midfield, and he's in real trouble, I reckon. Can't move on it. So he may well be coming from the ground shortly, which would be disappointing for the visitors because he's been their main man through the middle so far today.
He absolutely has, and he is hobbling towards the interchange bench at the moment, and he's not looking in a great way. So hopefully for the Roos and also for Derek, he can get himself back up. But on centre wing, umpire throws the ball in. Roving it nicely was Carter. Quickly cut off, though. Looks like by Hammond. So it's a very tough contest at the moment. Not much clear ball out of these congested plays. The umpire will throw the ball up again. Commentary side, centre wing. Jensen again, front position. Tries to tap it forward. Ball spills into the hands of Haywood. Tries to get the ball forward. Quickly kicked out of the contest. It goes forward looking for Hancock. Running onto it is Baird, but Baird's beaten back to the contest by Connor Mensch. Mensch gets the ball out wide. Numbers are going to be with Rimple if they can get a clear ball, which they do. It's a nice kick-in board. It's a rush kick-in board, but Cooper Doreen is just going to steady the ship 25 metres out from his defensive goal.
Goes back even further to find some more support. Next man in the chain here looks to be Nando Cirillo, but ball's just being held up a little bit down back as they'll now look to stretch and go long down centre wing. In front there is the big fellow Ward, bounced off his pecs. They'll keep possession here, Orimples. They'll cross back looking here for Doreen, who's been busy over the last 60 seconds or so. Points downfield, but then he sells the dummy and goes short there to Cirillo, who finally gets a hang on it there because he was just out in the open. No one was going to him. Hammond marks now in front of the Swallows dugout. Kicks back towards the centre square, and once again, another pick-up here for Doreen as he's just waiting for something to come at him. And Wentworth has certainly got the zone in place here. Not easy, but now a chance for Phelan, who breaks clear. He's still in the middle of Henshawood Ovals. He tops up from inside the square. It's a bit of a mongrel. Inside the forward 50, out front there was Carter. Looks for a hand pass inboard, needs support. He's locked into a pretty decent tackle. And that's a good win, I reckon, from the Wentworth defence. Yeah,
they'll take that. As you said, it was a very, very nice, big, loaded-up kick there from Billy Phelan. And at the moment, you just feel like Orimple want the corridor at every opportunity. As the ball gets punched down, trying to just force his way through. Was that Haywood again? No, it was Edwards. No, it was Lattori, sorry.
Could have been Sokobiak, actually, was it?
It could have been Sokobiak, actually. They're all rocking the same hairdo. It goes back to Sokobiak, quickly pushed out of the contest to Milsom of Orimple. Tries to toe poke it out to no advantage of anybody, and the umpire's going to throw it up 45 metres out directly in front of the Orimple goal here. And there's a big pack forming around the contest here. You could probably throw a blanket over 25 players here at the moment, Silko.
Yeah, a few there, isn't there, as Jensen knocks over the back to advantage. Running out front is Jason Coughlin. He's got Grills to deal with at ground level. Toby Scott coming in to lend a little support. And the ball goes to ground, so we'll get a ball up on that outer side, half forward. With Orimple 6-4-40, leading Wentworth 3-1-19. That, of course, is on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. 7 minutes 20 elapsed. Brilliant sunshine, Riddles. I've got to step back from the glass here. It's going straight through.
Get the left-hand side of the face just burnt off as we see Toby Scott. Nice little pirouette out of the contest. Trying to stop the runner coming forward was Brownbridge. Looked like a front rower there from State of Origin on Wednesday night. But he's also, looks like he's taking a bit of a corky, trying to hold his ground there as he limps back to centre half back to find his direct opponent in Latore. The ball gets punched down by Ward. Finds a teammate in Milsom. Doesn't get the ball in his hands, so the umpire saw that as well. And it's going to be a free kick. And Grills, who wasn't happy with the decision, has mouthed off, and it's going to be a free kick here. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty as well. So, no, this is going to be young Zachy Wilson by the looks of it. So Zachy Wilson rocking the yellow boots. He's going to look to score his first of the afternoon, kicking from 25 metres out directly in front.
Just a lack of discipline there from the Roos. Took a potential opportunity, and they ended up turning into a real goal-scoring chance here for the young man Wilson. Directly in front, sets her up about 30 metres out. Crowd like it, and so too do his teammates. They get around him. 7-4-46 Oriental, 3-1-19 for Wentworth. Some danger signs starting to open up here, Riddles, at the 8.5-minute mark of the second term, thanks to our friends at Club Aquarius in Baronga.
Well, as you said, certainly starting to look a little bit ominous here for the Roos, but at every opportunity, the Swallows are really wanting to encourage the players to be able to get ball inside that corridor and try and get the ball moving as quickly as they possibly can with those handball link-ups. And the recipients of that are the key forwards, obviously, who be able to get that one-out possession or that contest with quick ball movement inside. And it also gives those opportunities for the small forwards to know where it's going to land.
Back underway. Rucks go at it. One down by Ward, then tries to have another crack at it second time around. Here's Grills. Kicks it hard and higher towards left half forward, outer side of the ground. A couple of Swallows clashed going for the footy. Opens up a chance here for Wentworth. Hand pass comes in, boy, looking for Chichiglia. He's just a little bit off the pace there. Looks to get in now and lay a tackle. And I reckon going to be held up there at left half forward, just underneath one of those big light towers, which has lit up a treat. I'm not sure that we actually don't need it at the moment, although there is some clouds sort of coming in from the back end over the Oriental Knights end of the ground. Rippers.
Beautiful rainbow over the back there. So that's exactly where Wentworth are going to be trying to aim for. Hopefully there's a pot of gold at the end of that one there for them. They can score a couple of quick goals, but left half forward, umpire throws it up. Front position to Dawes. Dawes gets the ball down only as far as it looks like Anderson at the bottom of the contest. A couple of players come in to help there. So again, it's going to be another throw up, the exact same spot. Left half forward attacking end for the Roos. Big punch forward. This time by Jensen. Running onto it was Latore. Goes with the non-preferred left foot deep inside the attacking 50. Under pressure, the kick's gone out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, disappointing. Gave his fellow forwards no real opportunity to have a look at it. I'm just scouring the ground for Jared Brander. I don't reckon I can see him out there. He's barely had a touch in the game to date.
Well, here he is. He's up at forward.
Yeah, righto. But he's not really impactful whatsoever. They need to get him into the game if they are to turn their fortunes around, as the Swallows just overcook it here, looking for thrum in front of the cricket social rooms. And it squirts out over the boundary line. But he looks a bit lost out there, Jared, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's playing very, very high up at the moment. And usually it's dead territory for a centre-half forward here at Henshwood Oval to play true centre-half forward. So really got to get him back into the goal square. But they're just trying to get any avenue forward at the moment, which is why they've pushed him up. But again, he's 25 metres away from the contest anyway, so he's not going to impact it from where he is.
Not at all. Zane Luther's dead set wearing him like a glove as well. As the quick kick is intercepted there by a Rimple, but a chance here. The hand pass comes around the corner. They'll come out now to Brandner, who's going to be under pressure. His hand pass is not too bad for Bodie Edwards, who's set upon by two Swallows there. He had nowhere to go, no room to work with. And, they're really getting boxed in at the moment, aren't they?
Every handball, they're under pressure with one or two players. So Jensen tries to get the ball out of the contest, spills back to his direct opponent in Ward. He goes back, hurried off the boot. Ball goes forward, just trying to get Meaties. Duck tries to get the ball into his possession, but fumbled it more than he grabbed it, and was probably lucky not to be called out of bounds on the full. It looked like it may have just come off his knee there, but either way, the ball's going to be thrown up, this time right underneath the commentary box here, true centre wing. As we've seen all afternoon, front position gets to Jensen. Jensen tries to get a player in Grills to run through and get the ball, but it spills back to Tulloch. Immediately tackled, but quick enough to get the handball out to a running Milsom. Milsom goes with a nice kick inboard. Inside the 50, over the back, the ball spills into the hands of Wall. Wall runs into a wall, so just tries to get a handball out, looking for the boundary line. Could be touch and go, whether it's deliberate. The umpire says throw it in. And 20 metres to the left-hand goalpost, it's going to be another throw in here. The attacking end for the Swallows, as they'll look to cement their lead. 7-4-46, leading Wentworth 3-1-19 on the Coomiella Club scoreboard.
Ball back into play, nicely sharked there by Cooper Milsom. It kicks around his body towards the hot spot. It's going to be rushed over the line there by Jaron Scatting for a minor score. So what are we now? 7-5, 47 Dalrymple, 3-1-19 for Wentworth. 12 3/4 minute mark of the second term. Collie and Tierney Sunraysia footy match of the day here on Hot FM. We'll go around the grounds now for Fatty Boomba. A bit of an update from the MSP, bit of a refresh. Redcliffe's 2-5-17, South 2-2-14. So a tight one unfolding there. Oyen United 5-4-34 leading Merbeen 4-4-28. That one's at Blackburn Park this afternoon. And Mildura 3-3-21 over Robinvale Euston 2-2-14.
Ball spilled down as far as Edwards. Toe poke forward, looking for some ground. Going back with courage was Nando Cirillo. Ball spills down, looking for Haywood. Trying to get a quick handball out. Immediately tackled by big Tommy Brownbridge as he stops the run forward. On the outer side, the umpire's going to throw it up again as we see the tap down again from Wade, looking for Tulloch. Tulloch immediately tackled, tries to barge his way through. Nothing doing, so umpire Bruin again will call for another boundary throw. Oh, sorry, a centre thrower.
Okay, underway. One down over the top by Wentworth to advantage. Kicked off the ground. They get towards half forward. They're looking for Latore. Brownbridge has done well to get back into position there to fire the hand pass out to Toby Scott. He looks for support. Chance there for Copeman. He needed some help as well, but Dalrymple through Thrum will kick their way out of danger towards centre wing on the outer side. Out goes Grills. He leads the race, but he's rounded up from behind. Umpire's going to see that just as play on and out over the line, but gee, the closing speed on there.
Well, was that Cooper Milsom on the other side there?
I reckon you're right. His curls are pretty distinctive, aren't they?
Aren't they? He's definitely got a haircut from his younger brother Harper there at Slip Rock's Barbershop. As we see Dawes try to beat out Keenan Wade. Keenan Wade was held by Dawes. Oh, no, it's the other way around. So the infringement comes to Keenan Wade. Probably unlucky there. I thought he was the one doing the bear hugging. But either way, Dawes goes to the outer side, looking for a leading contest. Ball spills down only as far as it looks like was that Sakobiak with a kick forward. The ball spills into the dangerous territory, into the pocket, with a one-on-one contest there between, it looked like Jackson and also Wade Hancock. So there's going to be a boundary throw in. Attacking end here. Good spot for the Wenny Roos.
As we keep an eye on Jared Brandner, is still very high up the ground, a long way away from a dangerous position at the moment. Picked up at ground level by McDonald, who hasn't had heaps of the footy this afternoon. And well held, actually, in this first half so far. As it looks like the umpire's going to take back possession of the Sharon, throw us into the air, left forward pocket. Clearing kick there might have been from the 23 and Tulloch, and now Dalrymple through this iconic numbers chain of possession coming out of half-back. The kick's just a little overcooked, looking for an option there at half-back flank right on the boundary line, but still to advantage, Ben. They'll get a chance to reset their structures here with the ball in from Adam Henschke.
As you said, very iconic running out of defence there from the Dalrymple players in numbers as we see Tulloch on hands and knees, tries to get a little handball out. Toby Scott meeting by Dawes. Dawes slaps it out of the contest. Inside 50, it's a one-on-one contest between Brander and Luth, and a really good punch from behind there from Luth sees the ball go over the boundary line. 10 metres around from the right-hand point post, attacking end here for the Roos, but really not finding any clear avenues to goal as we see a lot of congestion in their attacking 50.
Nicely one down by Brandner, front and centre. Quick snap around the body. Was it Wilkie? Just touched off the boot. Had a really good opportunity there, but minor score the result. 3-2-20 the Roos, 7-5-47 Dalrymple as the Swallows quickly get back to work on that outer side. Keenan Wade marks the kick in. He's got a further option here in Bailey Anderson with some room to move at centre wing. His kick is pinpoint there to Pesniti.
Pez, he's a long way from home, Pez.
He is, but he had some good separation there. He's got time to just think his way through this. He's got some run and gun off the half-back line as he goes to that hand pass, and then a tough clunk there from Blundy under pressure. Couldn't quite handle, but then gets a very nice hand pass back over the top to keep the passage rolling. And Thrum just wanted it more, didn't he? He was behind in the contest, but he just managed to put the foot down. Bailey Hayward almost just stood there and watched him run past him.
But what a beautiful kick out of that contest under pressure. And to be able to split the eye there, that was a great kick there from Bailey Anderson. He was knocked off the ball, kicked it to the hot spot though, 30 metres out directly in front, and kicked it to advantage for Thrum to be able to run on. So Thrum lining up, 40 metres out, very, very slight angle, gives it everything he can. It's a high ball, and he's just pushed it a little bit too much to the right-hand side. And it's another behind here for Dalrymple. Looks like 7-6-48 leading Wentworth 3-2-20, 17.5 minutes gone here on the Coomiella Club scoreboard. deep into the second quarter.
Kick in from Blaine Grills, goes straight down the line looking for options. Wentworth trying to get some numbers there now. Quick kick out might advantage Jack Carter, although it was a slow old bounce. Had to wait for it. Zach Wandon absolutely collared him from behind fairly and held him up there. He had nowhere to go.
Poor bugger did it, just bounced up, and you knew they were coming.
It's almost like someone pressed the pause button on the remote watching the live stream. As one down here by Dawes. Well, that's who we're going with anyway. Hand pass just to a little advantage there. Egmalesi Smith is back out on the ground, albeit not moving super freely, but good to see him back. As it's a chance for Orimple to kick it, get inside the forward 50. He's feeling with a bit of clever body work. Tries to paddle up for Zach Wilson. Beats a tackle. Gets it out now. Chance here for Milsom. Kicks up towards left forward pocket. Here's Ryan. Clever hand pass in tight confines. Here's Hammond with a dribbler. Open goal square beckons. It's still alive, I reckon, right forward pocket now. She's out. Just needed someone to run through and kick it.
Where's Zachy Wilson when you need him?
Yeah.
That was the one to run through on. But I'll tell you what, Zachy Wilson and Harper Milsom doing some really good things at the fall of the ball inside 50. They're not getting caught getting too high up. So the boundary throw-in comes through. Front position this time gets to Phelan. Ball smacked down to Wilkie. Wilkie hurried kick out of the contest. And a beautiful mark taken on the outer side by Connor Mensch. Too far to kick, you would think. So he immediately plays on across the outer side of the ground. Looks for the big ruckman in Ward. And hits him perfectly. So Ward, you would think, probably has a bit more distance in him, but he elects to play on short and finds a running teammate in Archer Hammond. Doesn't get too much meterage, but it's a crucial 10-metre kick that just gives them a little bit of a closer avenue to goal here. And you'll be kicking right on 50, you would suspect here, Silko. And with a heavy ball, it's going to take one of his better kicks.
Yeah, just loose. Went he across half back there. Didn't close down the options. Hammond, he's kicked it terribly out to the left. It's into the cheap seats and doesn't score with that attempt. But, yeah, they haven't been striking it that well in this second term, have they? Both sides.
Certainly looks like it is a heavy ball out there, and it's a heavy ground. But players are staying on their feet relatively well as Duck goes short, finds a teammate in Grills. Still a bit of work to do to be able to get it out of the defensive 50. He elects this time to go long across ground, but it's not a great kick. There's three Orimple players who raffle it off, but they spoil each other. The ball comes out to Carter. Carter with a quick handball forward. Cut off there by McDowell. McDowell with a handball forward. Scrappy ball. Picked up this time by Cirillo. The handball was a bit too hot for his teammate in Milsom. But that's a good win there by Orimple, and a really dangerous kick across goals there. Probably unnecessary from Grills, and he's done that a couple of times today. Just got to look for those kicks to go just along down the line, Silko.
Around the grounds for Fatty Boomba. We'll get to that in a moment as the live action keeps rolling through here. Doreen kicks across his body looking for a target, but it's intercepted nicely there by Archie Latoure. Inside defensive 50, just holds it up, gets hit late after the kick. Could have been downfield. Umpire said play on. So here's Wandon for Orimple, mopping it up there at half forward. He goes to Brownbridge. He kicks off his left boot and finds a really good option there in Zach Wilson, who just arches his back and stretches beautifully in front of his opponent to take a nice clunk there. And he's hemmed in on this boundary line adjacent to the Orimple Leisure Centre here. He'll kick from just inside the 50-metre arc. It would take a pretty decent effort from here, but he's a young man with a lot of confidence, Riddles. He's going to back himself in. Let's have a look at it. We're right behind it. Sets it up okay. It's just going to drift across, although there's a whistle for a push against Aaron Duck on the last line. And he's going to have the relieving kick as he goes down the channel. Dangerously needs to hit the target. He couldn't find Copeman. Opens up a chance again for the Swallows to put another shot on goal. The hand pass from McDonald intercepted. And now we have Stacks on the mill doing. No, it's going to be holding the ball.
Gee, I'll tell you what, Scatting was lucky to be able to get away without a push in the back there. So, little get out of jail card there for Latore. Latore goes inside. It's a cute little kick, finds Duck. Duck immediately plays on, comes to the commentary side, but again, not a great kick to advantage, and it's cut off by Zachy Wandon. Taking unnecessary risks at the moment. The Roos, Wandon immediately plays on, looking for a leading target. It's a 1-on-3. The ball spills down to Zachy Wilson. He runs onto it, snaps around the body, and kicks beautifully. The right place at the right time, every single time, is Zachy Wilson. And that's his second for the afternoon. He looks beautiful here at senior level and just understood where to be. But again, the unnecessary kick across the face of goal. Even while they're 50 metres out, they're just making it too easy for the half-backs here for Orimple to be able to come through and cut them off. And that extends the lead here for Orimple. 8-6-54 leading Wentworth 3-2-20 on the Kumiella Club scoreboard. 22 and a half minutes gone. And Silko, as you called very, very early, it is starting to look ominous here for the Roos. The Swallows just moved the ball so quickly. And how about these two young players, Wilson and Milsom?
Yeah, they're going beautifully. Now, we will get to that around the grounds update for you now, thanks to Fatty Boomba. South in front of Redcliffs, 3-3 to 2-6 at the MSP. Merbean also in front, 5-6-36 to 5-4-34 over the Kangas. And it's Mildura 23, Robinvale, Euston 15.
So free kick in the centre of the ground goes to Thrum. Thrum finds a player on the outer side. It's Jude Blundy. So at left half forward, plays on with a nice long left foot kick, looking for Phelan, but sneaking over the back. Reading the play perfectly was Brodie Ryan, but umpire Brewell says that Jaron Scatting was being held illegally in the contest by Phelan. And he's going to get a free kick on the last line of defence, but gee whiz, it was read perfectly by Ryan. So long kick out of defence, looking for Wall. Punched over the back, read well by Blundy. Quick hands off to the left side of his coach in Thrum. This time Ryan gets it. Immediately plays on, but it comes from the outside of the boot and cut off by Duck.
Yeah, nice read there from the big fellow as he just loads up a floating barrel towards midfield. Good luck getting underneath that one. Toby Scott is good enough to get under it, and he marks it in the middle here of Henshawood Oval. He's got numbers peeling off to his left, broadcast side, and it's Brodie Jackson. Kicks down the line nicely. Thrum just racking up the stats here towards half-time. Kicks it nicely. Just checked it late and really hit the target and hammered. They keep running here. Toby Scott from the point of the square. Oh, it's too easy. Pezzaniti down the line and marks a good 10 metres clear of his opponent. That was almost a training drill.
It was. There were absolute orange cones out there everywhere, but just getting sucked into the ball at the moment. So what we're finding Wentworth is they're ball gazing. They're getting caught running to where they think the ball's going to go. And it was perfectly described there by you. The coach Thrum just checked it late, figured out that they were going to the wrong direction there, Wentworth, and it just opened up players all around the ground and options.
So Pezzaniti gets underneath it. It's floating towards the goal face. It'll go to the far side of the sticks. Might have scored the result. 8-7-55 by Ripple. Leading Wentworth 3-2-20 on the Kumiella Club scoreboard. Almost 25 minutes gone in this second term for Club Aquarius Goal. Paddy Silcox, Ben Ridley and Max Hollingworth bringing you the Sunraysia footy match of the day. Thanks to Colleen Tierney, First National Real Estate.
Short kick out of the back goal square, again by Grills. So Lattori, he's got the ball in hand at the moment. Still deep inside there, attacking 50. The defensive 50 goes short, looking for Chichiglia. Could have got a late push and certainly milked it. The umpire says we're not that silly. Let's him play on as normal. So the kick comes out towards the commentary side, and I'll tell you what, Jared Brander is a long way from home. He's getting this kick from defensive 50. Goes inside, looking for Grills. Grills at centre half back, plays on. Looking for a teammate there. Cut off nicely, though, by Toby Scott. Toby Scott happy to see this ball paddled across the boundary line. And again, they're just not really doing much going forward. There's no avenues for them at all, Silco.
As we hear the halftime siren bellowing in the back play there. So as we look at that Kumiella Club scoreboard for you, it is Iripple 8-7-55, 35 points clear of Wentworth 3-2-20. We'll slip away for a few brief sponsor messages, then we'll come back with Maxi's numbers and we'll run through some of the better players and goal kickers for both teams here on Hot FM.
Don't miss 60 mad minutes every Friday night at the Kumiella Club. There's 50 prizes to be won, including meat trays, gift cards and household items, plus a whole lot more. The Kumiella Club is also your ultimate playground. Play some of the world's best golf courses and take on the Interactive Games Challenge. Perfect for your next function, birthday celebration, or just having fun with your mates. The Kumiella Club, proud sponsor of your community radio, Hot FM.
It's worth the drive to Pioneer Ford Robinvale. You get so much more than you thought. It's not just the place for great deals from your award-winning Ford dealer. They're also proud to offer customer service that extends throughout the ownership for your vehicle and beyond. Experience the difference and contact Pioneer Ford Robinvale today for sales, servicing and repairs you can trust. It is worth the drive. Head over to Pioneer Ford Robinvale or log on to pioneerford.com.au. LMCT 7329.
Sponsors of Hot FM. Invest in yourself, level up your fitness and smash your 2026 goals at Club Aquarius. Choose from the 24/7 Gym and Group Fitness Centre on 15th Street, the 24/7 Gym and Wellness Centre on 11th Street, or the new 24-hour convenience clubs at Irimple and Redcliffe, and coming soon to Golgol. Let the Club Aquarius all-in-one app make your fitness journey easier. Check class timetables, track your activity and progress, and explore thousands of exercise demos all from your phone. Club Aquarius, hot sponsor.
Outstanding results again and again and again. It's what you expect from industry leaders Colley and Tierney Real Estate, serving the people of Sunraysia for 75 years. Trusted and professional real estate advice and service, consistently delivering results for residential, commercial, lifestyle and rural properties. It's the right choice for your property. Call Colley and Tierney today and see what they can do for you. Colley and Tierney Real Estate. They put you first.
Sponsors of Hot FM.
Fatty Boombar's back at 66 Lime Avenue. Burgers, sides, palmies, salads, toasties, great coffee and more. No clowns, no roosters, no colonels. Just honest food, no fuss. Dine-in or take away lunch and dinner Tuesday to Saturday. Fatty Boombar, Lime Avenue.
Hot sponsors.
Enjoy everything the Euston Club Resort has to offer. Sunday to Thursday, 10:30am to 11pm, and Friday and Saturday, 10:30am till midnight. Station 46 Bistro, open 7 days a week. Bookings recommended. Members draws, cash draws, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays between 6 and 8pm. Weekly Wednesday raffles from 7pm. Free live entertainment Friday and Saturday night. Become a member. It's easy and affordable with huge benefits. Visit www.eustonclub.com.au.
Hot sponsors. The Sunraysia Footy Match of the Day. Thanks to Colley and Tierney First National Real Estate. The SFNL Match of the Day on Hot FM, your official SFNL broadcaster.
Welcome back to Henshwood Oval for live and exclusive coverage of the Purple Day clash between Irimple and Wentworth as the rain really starts to set in here out of nowhere. It certainly looked pretty sunny for the most part of that second term, but it is quite damp out there and getting heavier as we speak. As we check the scoreline for you here at half-time, I've got Irimple as 8-7-55 and Wentworth 3-2-20. So they've advanced that 14-point quarter-time lead out to a pretty comfortable 35 points, and they're looking pretty good, the home side, as we look ahead towards the second half. Goal kickers to half-time, 2 for Zach Wilson and 2 for Billy Phelan as far as the Swallows are concerned. Singles going to Jake Thrum, Jason Coughlin, Nick Pezzaniti and Cooper Milson. Meanwhile, for Wentworth, 2 for Wade Hancock and 1 for Xavier Latore. So it was 3 goals, 4 for Irimple, just the one behind for Wentworth in that second term. Max Hollingworth joins us now, Maxie, and you continue to follow the progress of some of the big names in the game, and you can let us know, first off the bat, who's leading the charge for the home side.
Jake Thrum was good again that quarter. He had 7 possessions and 3 marks. Zach Wanden was a bit quiet. He was a bit better. He had 4 possessions, 2 marks and 3 tackles. Zane Luth was good again defending Jared Brander, but only had the 1 tackle. And Jude Blundy was a bit quieter with just the 3 possessions.
All right, over the page for Wentworth, and looks like you've got Blakey McDonald as your first man.
Yeah, Blake McDonald was quiet again. He had 4 possessions. Jared Brander was quiet with 2 possessions. Derek Egmlessy-Smith had 0 possessions and Bailey Haywood had 1 possession.
Yeah, Derek copped that ankle injury early in that second term and spent a fair bit of time on the sidelines. He did return just before half-time, which was encouraging, all being that he wasn't sort of moving as freely as he was at the start of the game. But how do you see it at half-time, Max? You were pretty comfortable that the Irimple boys would have a strong showing in the second term, and you're on the money. You think they can go on with it from here?
Yeah, I think Irimple should win this one quite easily.
Good on you. That is Max Hollingworth with all the big stats for us here at half-time. Henshwood Oval, our match of the day. While Riddles just gets kitted up with his headset, we might just quickly poke around the grounds thanks to Fatty Boombar and see what we can reveal here if we give the page a quick reset. We'll go to the Mildura Sporting Precinct first, and we can let you know South Mildura 4-4-28 are leading Redcliffe's 3-6-24. Tight one at Blackburn Park, the Maggies 5-7-37 to Oyun United 5-5-35. That one's seesawing around a little, and it's proven to be a pretty dour, low-scoring affair at the Brian Waitman Oval, Ben Ridley. 3-6-24 for the D's, 2-4-16 for Robinvale Euston. Now, we heard that he gave one of the all-time great sprays at half-time last week, Mark Alvey, he might be in the process of cutting loose again.
I love a good Mark Elvey spray. They are some of the best ones, and don't they sit up and listen. But not too many times this season or in the last couple of seasons that you've really had to give the D's a bit of a spray, but they're just one of those sides that, what do you call them? The do or die. What do you call them?
Demons.
The do or die demons.
Yep.
So no, he's I reckon he's actually coaching the best I've ever seen, to be honest. He was a really good coach, obviously, originally premiership coach at Wentworth. He came and had his stint at Mildura and did some great things there.
Yep.
Got him into a grand final and consecutive prelims. But I reckon the way he's coaching right now and his instruction to the younger players that are coming through, he's in career best form, Mark Elvey, and doing some really, really good things. And they absolutely love him there. So, you know, someone of his stature, you're warranted to give a spray every now and again, aren't you? Talk about a spray. The rain's coming in sideways here.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable. We've had the thumbs up and the approval that number 47 is indeed Travis Dawes. So thank goodness that we rolled the dice on the big chap and we got it right. So that's always handy. So he was obviously a very, very late inclusion for Harry Howe, who was named yesterday, named today when I checked at midday. But so they made the 3 late changes with the 2 Wilkie boys, also Travis Dawes coming in, which has probably just unsettled them a little bit, hence the little bit of a slow start, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's been all one-way traffic for me. I think Orimpel have looked pretty comfortable, haven't they?
Yeah, and you called it perfectly. There was a play coming out of the back line, and it's that run and carry that Orimpel have always been renowned for, and they're just doing it to perfection today. They've got runners who know where to go, but there was just a few times there where, you know, Wentworth further up the field, for whatever reason, they were just ball watching. They're not watching where their opponents are going to. And what that allows Orimpel to be able to do is just be able to get a little bit of separation and spread, and then it just gives them options. So we saw a few times there where Jake Thrum, you called it, where he just pulled a little kick there because the player for Wentworth just went to the contest and went to the wrong contest, which meant that the player that he was playing on directly was left all by himself. And you're seeing it constantly down the ground in Cirillo. He seems to be having a lot of space out there at the moment. Connor Carter, Connor Mensch, Thrum, I don't even know if anyone's gone near him, to be brutally honest. And that's the problem that they have at the moment, is you're either going to go man on man or you're going to play a zone. But at the moment, Wentworth just seem to be in both minds. It doesn't seem to be any real sense of what they're trying to do defensively. And it's just making it too easy for Orimpel to be able to choose players on their own, not kick to contests, and also get into the corridor. And they're looking for the corridor as much as I've ever seen them do, because usually they like to run on the wings, but they're intentionally looking for the corridor at every chance here.
And when they're rebounding off half-back or whenever they've got any footy down that end of the ground, they're smartly playing away from Brandon, because we know that Zane Luth has got minimal numbers, as Max has informed us, but Jared's got not many either, so that's got to be a win for Orimpel. I know Luth can be damaging with his transitional play, but if you can keep a bloke like Brandon to probably only 3 touches and no goals at half-time, that's huge, I reckon.
Well, the other thing is too, I mean, they're just not going into attacking spots, so every time that they do get the ball inside 50, it's either a really hurried rush kick, which is to the top of the 50, but it's certainly not at centre half forward that they're kicking it. They're finding themselves deep on the wings and deep out there on the flanks as well. And then if they do go inside, it's too slow for them to be able to get the ball in. So the numbers have flooded back. And for someone like Brandy, you're nearly going to have to say to Jared Brandy, you just have to stay at home, create a contest for us. We're going to try everything we can to try and get a little bit more direct ball movement into you.
Yep.
Because at the moment, you're not going to be kicking goals from the 50-metre line right on the boundary line. And that seems to be where they find themselves getting ball even remotely inside 50.
Yep. Maybe bring Hancock in. Occasionally he'll put himself into the midfield rotation to get that heavier body there. Clears out the space for Jared. You push him back right into the square, and then he's one out every time. Might be the best way to go. Some of the better players for Orimpel, I reckon, in that first half, well, it goes without saying that Jake Thrum's probably the best on the ground, courtesy of his 22 touches. But I always feel when I watch Jake play, I feel like there's more than one of him out there, because he'll get the ball down back, and then about 2 minutes later, he's managed to get all the way up to the forward pocket and have a shot on goal.
He's Tony Hickey-like. Talking about Tony Hickey, you mentioned you had him on Slammer's show yesterday.
Yep.
And Tony Hickey was just a workhorse. He just ran and didn't stop. There was no sort of running on the spot at any stage. And that's what you see with Jake Thrum. He's just everywhere, and he doesn't run at half pace. And he's damaging. When he gets the ball, he's a beautiful disposal. He kicks goals, but most of his possessions come forward of centre.
Yep.
So it's it's damaging disposals.
Yeah, exactly. Toby Scott's been busy today. I've liked what he's brought to the table. Billy Phelan's been really, really up and about across half forward, kicked a couple of goals. Brody Ryan, maybe not so much in the second term, but he made a great start in the first stanza, I reckon. And Milsom and Wilson, hard to say, but the young guns have really formed a nice little partnership there, and they've got 3 goals between them.
And they're damaging. I mean, as you said, they're 3 goals between them, but they're also inside 50. So, you know, they're playing like old school forward pockets. They're making sure that they're locking down, they're getting front and centre, they know where the ball's going, and they're making sure that anything that gets turned over, that there's pressure on the kicker coming out of defence. So they're not getting too high up. They're trusting that the players down the field are going to be able to close in, be able to get the ball back inside the attacking 50, and then they go to work at the fall of the ball. So they're 2 great finds.
Yeah.
They've been rippers. Hard to find on the other side, though.
Well, I was just going to say, on the other side of the coin, we've probably got Jack Carter down with a couple of ticks across the first 2 terms. Blaine Grills has battled hard. He hasn't used the footy great today, but he's certainly trying to put himself in the right places. I reckon Xavier Latoure has been okay in patches. Egmalesi Smith started strongly, but then had a lot of time out of the game in the second term. And I think Buddy Edwards has worked reasonably hard as well. But some of the other names that we're used to putting in the best list, the McDonalds and the Walls and those sort of guys, just not really having any influence.
No, as you said, really hard to find. Probably that's the right word. The players that are actually having influence on the game. And, you know, you've mentioned Edwards. Archie Latoure's done some good things across half back there as well. Jack Baird started off well, but we didn't see him after that. The Wilkie boys have linked up a few times and done some good things. Haven't called Corbin Copeman's name a hell of a lot. Bailey Hayward, as you said, has sort of been in and out. McDowell, we haven't heard much of him. And it just seems like at every opportunity that the ball spills in their hands, they're being attacked by 3 or 4 players. So they're going to need to start to see a little bit more from these key runners. So the likes of Sokobiak, the likes of Grills using the ball better, but you're going to need to see more from Copeman, from the Wilkie boys, from McDowell, these key runners that they need on the outside to be able to get the ball inside the attacking 50 a lot quicker. One bloke who's, I thought, been a real workhorse all day is Nick Jensen. He's had a good battle with Riley Ward in the ruck and tried to do everything he can to be able to get the ball forward, but they just can't seem to find any cohesion out there, and everything they do is under pressure.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a story of this season, I guess, as you look over it for the last couple of months. They're missing a couple of key extractors in that midfield, aren't they, with the likes of Jack Cottrell. Cam Davison obviously gets through there, and he's a hard, heavy, in and under sort of player, so that's probably what they're lacking a little bit today. But, I mean, I guess you can only take it on face value. You can only play with the blokes you got in the group on the day.
Yep.
But it's just not quite going their way at the moment, is it?
No, and it's not. And as you said, and then you look further even back, and then usually you've got Campbell Davis and you've got Lockie Murdoch that are able to give you some stability and use the ball well from half back. You know, some cool, calmer heads with a little bit more experience there behind them. And so it does make it really difficult, because then you are asking a lot of these types of players in Archie and Xavier Latoure. You're asking a lot of these players that would usually probably take the 3rd or 4th best forward. Now all of a sudden they're taking the 1st and 2nd best forwards, and that makes it really hard. But, you know, I've been really impressed too, as you said. It looks like it's a really heavy ball out there, but how good are the hands of Billy Phelan been today going forward?
Like, great.
Hasn't he? He's sort of got some really key traits of a key forward, and leads really strong, leads directly, got great running patterns. But when the ball comes down to him, he's just a one-grab vice, and he's a really good user of the ball. So, you know, we're seeing some really good things here. As we said, it was a slow start to the season for Orimple, but they're really starting to find some players that are different to the players that they've relied upon for so many years that are coming through. And that's the exciting part for me, is that these players are starting to have more impact across the ground in really crucial roles.
Next weekend, we're off to Sarah Oval for Imperials versus South Mildura. And if you missed at the start of the game, myself and Ben were talking about the story that Sam Smythe brought up on his show last night about being the spy behind Tony Hickey's success story, that massive run for Imperials back in the day. We'll get a chance to maybe try and find Slammer on some of those grand final photos.
Makes me sick now, and I'll tell you what, Slammer has always gone out there as the most patriotic South Mildura bloke. I reckon if we could go back and if Darren Wood, if Tony Berry and all these guys are listening into this, Foxy will be disgusted by this. To be able to go out there, I mean, you know, like Richard Garlick went across to South Mildura. You know, Sam Smythe, he would have been going in there pretending he was Richard Garlick's best mate, running off to Hick, giving him all of the good oil. And then South Mildura have never been able to recover from the crisis and the KGB-like snipering from Sam Smythe.
He's never going to live it down. He's never going to live it down.
You will never get a hot dog ever again for free.
Not at the MSP anyway.
Never. Disgusted Sam Smythe.
Both teams are back out onto the ground. Orimple certainly a lot earlier than Wentworth. I reckon Benny McGlynn had them held back for quite a period of time, really trying to be clear with his messaging here. They must lift. We get a bit of a crack of lightning off
That's
the back.
what I was just thinking just then.
The corner near the light tower there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But the halftime scoreline, 8-7-55 Orimple, 3-2-20 for Wentworth. And we're just about ready to resume hostilities here.
I'll tell you what, sorry to cut you off there, Silko, but the rain and the heavy ground is certainly not going to make it any easier here for Wentworth. And it looks like now, to Wentworth's advantage, there looks like a very strong breeze going back towards the Mildura end. But in not great news for Wentworth, going to the interchange bench is Egg Molessi-Smith, and he's... certainly got a bit of a limp about him too.
Yeah, yep. He tried to run it off there just before half-time, but looks like he's going to start, as Riddle suggested, on the pine to get the second half underway. Just waiting for umpire Mick Brewell just to direct a little bit of traffic and get a few people off the ground and to safety so they can take up their vantage points. And he holds the Sharon aloft. And we're ready to go for the second half. The Swallows by 35 points here on Hot FM.
To start off the third term, going in, the ruck contest is won here by Jensen. Ball spills down, quickly towed off the ground to the advantage of Orimple. Running onto it is Wilson. Quick little handball off, looking for Pezzaniti. He stays on his knees. And at the top of the 50, there's going to be another throw up here, which has been the flavour of the day. A lot of contested footy all around the ground. But attacking end for Orimple. Ward, Jensen. Ward gets the punch forward. Wilson again runs onto it, but gets a bit of a collar taken off as the ball spills out to Milsom. Milsom this time gets a hurried kick around the corner. Sorry, that was Blundy off the left boot. And out of nothing, Jude Blundy has just snapped one from 30 metres out of congestion on his left foot. And a beautiful kick and the perfect start here for the Swallows. And Jeepers Creepers, if Benny McGlynn's held him back to give him a bit of a spray, that is not the start that he wanted for his Winnie Roos.
No, there was no one home, was there? No one on the last line protecting the goals there, and just that little bit of an opening afforded to Jude Blundy, and off the left boot in some tight confines. It was a quality finish from the young man, and the instant spark to the Kumiala Club scoreboard goes to the home side. 9-7-61 Orimple, 3-2-20 for Wentworth. We're back into the middle of Henshawwood Oval.
Ball spills down to Carter. Carter runs onto it. The umpire says play on. Ball goes down and finds Baird. Top of the 50. He's going to look to play on pretty quickly. He's got the wind behind him with a spearing kick. Looking for a leading. Hancock tries to get the second grab at it. Doesn't quite get the ball. Keenan Wade comes back to help. Clearing out a defence on his left boot. Goes long. Looking for a couple of teammates there that were trying to raffle it off. And it looked like it was Jude Blundy again in the thick of it, and coming down to help was Brodie Ryan. So another boundary throw in just in front of the Kumiala Club scoreboard. Attacking end for the Winnie Roos.
Boundary umpire throws us back into play. Front and centre, Jensen knocks it down looking for Edwards. Right underneath the Kumiala Club scoreboard. They won't be able to keep it inside the field of play, and we'll get a restart again as that cloud cover really starts to darken and thicken up above us, and the lights taking a little bit more effect now.
Now they need the lights, so they knew what they were doing all along. Quickly pushed out of the contest. Nice tap forward by Jensen. Quickly taken out was Hayward. Was quick enough to get the ball out to Wilkie. Wilkie just slaps it onto the boot and gives absolutely everything with a win behind him, but it's out of bounds on the full. And just another wasted opportunity going forward. So at the moment, they've just got to try and steady themselves, look for better avenues to goal, and not just hope that the wind's going to do it for them here, Silko.
So it's going to be Keenan Wade. Looks to direct the traffic to that highway side here at Henshawwood Oval. Just holds up on the breeze a fraction, which favoured Brambridge, who'd almost run underneath it. Meant that he was front and centre in good position there ahead of Travie Dawes, but they've just mucked around with it a little bit there on the outer side and half-back flank, and Wentworth have done well to just hold the moment there, didn't they? Because the Swallows were going to be out and going along that highway side centre wing. Yeah, that handball just put Archie Hammond under pressure as the umpire throws it up. Hammond, that man comes through, third man up, and the umpire's called an infringement. So the two ruckmen, really the only two that are allowed to go into that contest. The old Mark Blixarv's third man up is now an illegal play. So half forward, quickly played on. Big left foot kick looking for the top of the square. A beautiful kick. Finds Hancock over the back all by himself.
read it perfectly, runs into an open goal, and that's where you want to kick it long and direct to the top of the square. And the stalwart, the veteran Hancock, knew exactly where it was going, read it perfectly, and gets another answer on the board here. The Kumiella Club scoreboard, Wentworth 4-2-26. Still a long way behind Orimple, 9-7-61. 3 and a bit minutes gone here in the third term.
Noticeable, Ben Ridley, that kick from the big fella really carried, so there's certainly a breeze advantage going towards the secondary college end of the ground, where the Orimple kicks earlier were just holding up on the breeze, so the Roos really need to try and cash in on that here in the third term as umpire Balls a Brew and throws it high into the sky. Here's Jensen again. He's reinvigorated here at the moment, although it's nicely won off half back by Carter. Ball at ground level with Copeman. Hand pass is intercepted almost by Anderson. They'll get some numbers. Here goes Carter again. Might have been taken high. Umpire Bruin says no. It's a held ball. Give it to me, boys, and I'll throw us back into the air.
In the centre of the ground, going to work again. Front position, slaps it forward. Jensen going down on hands and knees was his direct opponent in Ward. The ball spills out to Carter, but he couldn't get his kick away. So the ball's at the bottom of the contest. Carter again, quick hack out of the contest. This time finds the chest of Brander. He's 55 out. He loads up. He goes with a big kick, looking for home, and a nice little nudge there. Very smartly done by Wade Hancock. Helps seize that ball over, and it's a second goal in the space of 30 seconds. All due to the work of Carter. Did some great work underneath the contest, but that's what we've wanted to see from Brander here this afternoon. A big kick outside 50 and a crucial goal here in the third quarter.
He's had a couple of opportunities, but he's always looked to pass the footy off, which makes you maybe concerned he's carrying a bit of a niggle and not willing to stretch out the leg. But that time he certainly really just tried to use the breeze to his advantage and kicked it nicely to the hot spot. And as you mentioned, the number 6, the evergreen Wade Hancock, got it done in the goal square, shepherding through.
Smart man, Hancock, and as you said, it's a lot easier when the ball's coming to you, and it gives you that front possession to be able to take it without a defender hanging all over the back. So the ball quickly played on. It's a nice long kick from McDonald. He's looking for Brander. He's 2 out. Roved off the pack was Baird. Baird tackled as he kicked it over the back, though. Looks like another World Cup kick. It was a scissor kick tried there by Wade Hancock. He gives himself a little bit of a pat on the back and a laugh, and it's rushed through for a behind. But have a look at this, boys. We've got some work here. And I've noticed how they've given the sandwiches and everything to you.
I've only got the little bit of space on the table here. I might just position him just there. Might be safe because I might tip over the chilli sauce over the duds, and the wife will crack the sands. Very much appreciated.
Little mini spring rolls.
We're going to absolutely smash them at 3/4 time. I can't wait.
Ball spills out the back.
Chance for the Roos on that outer side. It's half forward. They're trying to get a bit of momentum rolling here. Dawes puts his head over the footy. He's held up momentarily by Brownbridge. And, in fact, he's been held a little bit high over the shoulder, says the umpire.
Well, it's going to be a free kick. Again, underneath the scoreboard. Ball goes forward. Bit too hot for Haywood. Immediately picked up by Carter, and Carter was tackled as soon as he grabbed the ball. Top of the 50. On the outer side, umpire throws it up. Dawes gets the ball down nicely. Finds a teammate with a hurried kick out. Looking for a working Jensen. He's got 3 players to beat. Tapped out of the contest was Brownbridge. Only as far as Latore. He dodges a couple of players. Tries to snap around the body. But double-fisted through the behind there by Zane Luth, who just got a little bit of separation there from his direct opponent in Brander.
Just feel like they're starting to get it going here a little bit at the moment. The Roos, 9-7-61 Orimple, 5-4-34 for Wentworth. That is, of course, on the Kumiella Club scoreboard. As chance now for Thrum. Kicks outside offensive 50. It fell out the back nicely there for Doreen, who's been pretty steady today. His kick was looking for Jason Coughlin further down the line there at centre wing. Just goes out and over the boundary line for a ball in. Quick update from around the grounds for Fatty Boomba. The one that we're really keenly following is at Blackburn Park, and Merburn have stretched it out to 8 points, 6-7-43. So Owen United 5-5-35.
They're the real deal at the moment, the Pies, aren't they? That's a big game, and if you can get away with a win down at Blackburn Park, you'll take that every day of the week. So hopefully, for the Magpies faithful, they can get closer to cementing a spot in the top 5 for the season 2026.
One down there by Keenan Wade, went back and butted up again, found his own footy, kicks a very high ball around the corner towards left half forward. Andy Wall got there first and Went the knuckle, and he goes back to try and get it again. Kicks it a little bit further forward to advantage. Great hand pass out of traffic, finds Jack Carter. Kicks inside the 51 out is Brandon, the big guy. Gets to a good position on Luth. Luth, though, just manages to find his way there towards some open space. But an errant hand pass to Bailey Hayward was hit late after the kick. I think Wentworth were looking for the free for the umpire. Mick Brewell said, play on, fellas, and the kick ends up going out of play on the full in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, I was probably thinking the same as you there, Silko. Just a little late off the ball there, but the umpires didn't see it the same way. I think you've got to be right here, Brandon. Just looks a little bit proppy, even getting into that contest with the second effort going back. He just didn't have the same agility that you usually find. So a long kick down the line out of defence is marked nicely by Wall. So Wall's going to look to load up, get back inside the attacking 50. He's looking for a Brander. One out, could have been held.
Will be. And
he has been held. Worried his direct opponent there in Brownbridge, who just had both hands around his waist. And it was a clear free kick. So Brander going to be lining up for his second in this third quarter. Inching their way a little bit closer, hopefully, here to Irimple. But he should really make the most of this opportunity. He's going to be kicking from 30 metres out just on a slight angle.
Has won so far this afternoon. Can bring the margin back to 21 points. If he gets the job done here, Brander steps over it. He goes a little bit to the right-hand side, near side, a miss. Disappointing miss too. 5-5-35 for Wentworth. 9-7-61 for Irimple on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. 9 3/4 minute mark of the third term, thanks to Benny Rogers and the crew at Pioneer Ford Robinvale.
What a great photo of Benny Rogers with Joel Selwood yesterday. Looked like the little master in Joel Selwood. And then he sent me some great photos. We used to be very close family friends as kids of myself and Benny on a tractor.
Yep.
With his old man back in the day. And that was probably the last time I've ever been on a tractor, to be honest. So as we see the ball go back, retreating, finds Cirillo. So 40 metres out from defensive goals. Cirillo's just going to steady up his options. He goes with a short kick further across the ground. He finds a teammate in Jackson who goes with a nice kick forward and bang! Comes from the punch behind from Andy Wall. And Spud Frawley would be absolutely pumped with that one. He absolutely destroyed that, Sharon.
Almost 40 metres. He got to the advantage for his side there as we now get a ball in the right forward pocket, about 45 metres out from the Weddy goal. Rucks to go at it. Front and centre is Baird. Was he taken high? The umpire, I reckon, considered it initially and decides to just hold her up and throw us back into the air. 10, almost 11-minute mark of the third term. 9-7 Irimple, 5-5 Wentworth. It's your Sunraysia footy match of the day for Collie and Tierney, First National Real Estate. Lots of numbers around the contest. She's not getting out there anytime soon. As you can continue some commentary riddles as I just look over my right shoulder at some of the great savouries we've got behind us.
No, you go and dive in there. So I was lucky that we had at the fall of the ball Jimmy Tulloch with that nice bleached blonde hair. So the ball tumped down by Dawes. Dawes has a couple of players trying to get free. Handball out comes from Nebraska Wilkie, but he puts his direct teammate under pressure. And they're running into a wall of Irimple players every single time the ball comes out. This time, slapped out of the contest, further down the field and just gaining territory was Jake Thrum. Just to be able to clear it out of the last line of defence there and get it out on centre wing. A little bit of clarity and a little bit of clear sky coming a little bit through here at Henshelwood. And the first time really, other than the first goal, that we're starting to find it into the forward half of the Swallows. But a quick kick out of the contest, goes forward, cut off by Wandon. Picks it up beautifully on the left boot. Gives a kick forward looking for Blundy. Could have been held in the contest. He's got 2 to beat. Ball spills out to Lattori, but smothered off the boot. Trying to get a quick handball out. Looks like it was Pezzaniti. And the umpire, Bruin, says, no, you tried to take on a few too many players.
52.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. Oh, gee whiz. It's simple. Give it back to the player.
Yeah.
That one there was just undisciplined play. That pretty rare blemish that we've seen here from Irimple all day. And it's going to be Chichiglia who's going to take the kick. And he's going to be kicking from 30 metres out directly in front. Gee, that's a fair 50.
Yeah, I reckon it was Jude Blundy, the young fella, just overcooked what he was doing there and then decided to try and challenge the umpire as to the reasoning why. I mean, you're never going to win that battle. Certainly not with Jason Bruin.
I was about to say, I've tried to do that on the golf course with him, and you don't win anything with Balzer.
All right, so Chichiglia pretty much straight in front, kicking towards the secondary college end or the left-hand side of your radio dial, as Mitchie Rod would say. And again, they've missed a golden opportunity. The visiting Roos, 5-6 or 5-7. Wait for that to update. Orimple 9-7-61, but they've had two reasonably gettable ones in the last 5 minutes.
They're going to rue those opportunities. So the ball kicked out to Wandon, stands his ground as Wilkie tries to come over the back. Archer Hammond comes through to help. It's a high kick looking for Milsom, but a bit too high. Ball spills out to, looks like it was at McDonald. McDonald quickly tackled. The ball spills out to Dawes, centre half forward. He tries to break a couple of tackles. Top of the 50, just slaps it forward looking for a leading Hancock. But that's a win for the Roos. It still gets them inside their attacking 50. Another boundary throw in. Lets them reset and hopefully get some numbers underneath the ball.
I reckon there's about 30 blokes inside this forward 50 as we get the toss in. It clears both ruckman in the contest. Hacked off the ground by Wandon. Here's a chance for the 34 in Latore. Hand pass. Did he have it too long? Yes, he did, says umpire Bruin. So a chance here for the Swallows just to relieve the pressure a little bit here. Jude Blundy just got it underneath his arm there, looking for the best possible option. That happens to be
Connor Carter. So Carter, he's got Hammond short if he needs to. He goes long, this time looking for Milsom. Geez, they're asking a lot of him as he's got a direct opponent in Andy Wall who comes through and punches it, then follows it up with a kick off the ground, but straight back to Connor Carter. So Carter, he's in the right back pocket, commentary side. Cooper Milsom saying, please don't kick it to me again. So he elects to use Archer Hammond, but this time goes over the head of Archer Hammond. And there'll be another boundary throw in, 55 metres out. Attacking goal here, Wentworth End.
Probably only about 11.5 metres, that kick, so even if he marked it, I don't reckon it would have been paid.
True.
So we get the ball in, which is going to pull up well short of the ruckman, which I think will result in another crack at it. I reckon this is young Tyler Ellis, who's a bit of a gun cricketer and a soccer man. Plays with my young fella at City in the under-16s. I believe he's absent tomorrow. We're playing in the top of the stack Orange night, so I'm not happy with that.
No,
he's a goalie. He's a gun.
He's got the size of a goalie. He's got the long legs and the long arms. And, well, as I said, the way Popovich is selecting that team, any goalie's up for selection at the moment. As the ball spills down, Blaine Grills tries to barge his way through. So does Chichiglia. Handball back looking for Hunter Wilkie. Wilkie, again, has Chichiglia there trying to help him. Also, Latore, they're just barging their way through, and it looks like a rugby scrum more than a footy game here. In the exact same position, 55 metres out from where we had the boundary throw in only a few seconds ago. Umpire Bruin will throw it up.
A bit of tempo out of the game here at the moment. At the 15.5-minute mark, Wilkie goes inside out off his right boot inside the forward 50. Orimple Swallows had a couple of cracks at it there. Great smother from Hayward on the kick from Riley Ward. It's still up for grabs here. Wendy are good enough, but Big Ward kicks it out of danger and finds a target. Not sure that's exactly what he was intending to do, but Pesnetti gets on the end of it.
So Pesnetti out wide finds a teammate with a beautiful kick, and Brody Ryan is doing some really good things out there across half forward. Nice little left foot kick, makes hard work of it for his teammate in Phelan, who's had to try and pick it up from his shoelaces. And bounces off, and it's going to be a boundary throw in. So just centre forward here for Orimple. As we see Keenan Wade go and do his ruck duties against Dawes. He gets the front position. Wade gives a quick handball off to a running Thrum. Thrum goes inside with a wobbly kick, cut off though again by, looks like Andy Wall, who's happy to play on across the ground.
Gets an option there in Xavier Latore, who marks still inside D50. Clears it now with a kick to the running McDonald. Got a nice bounce, sits up beautifully for him. Kicks down the line, centre wing. Brander, one out, 1-2 bites of the cherry. You can hear it slap the hands there, and no grand effects, Mike, as he kicks a bit of a wobbler infield looking for Subkoviak. Now a chance for Baird. Tries to run through the other side with the footy. Didn't hang on to it in the end. Toby Scott with a big high up and under. Good luck, fellas. One down by Edwards. They need support. The hand pass from Grills sold his teammate under more pressure than he was, which probably wasn't the best option. Now Carter is knocking up some touches here in this third term. Kicks out wide there looking for the running Cooper Doreen, and I reckon he's gassed. He's happy to see it over the line underneath the Kirby Club scoreboard.
Absolutely gassed. He was not going to run any faster than he needed to, and was quite happy to see the ball go over the boundary line. So under the Kumiella Club scoreboard, the Chicken Hawks are going to throw it back in. Wade and Dawes. Number 2 ruckmans for both sides. Beautiful body use there by Wade. Punches the ball down as far as Hammond, but the ball's cut off. This time Dawes kicks it out of the contest. Deep inside the attacking 50 looking for Hancock. There's a free kick there, and it looks like it's against Blake McDonald in another separate contest. And Nando Cirillo will take a free kick.
Oh, he's over. No, he's just managed to find the target. It didn't look great off the foot, but Jake Thrum made it look even better by taking a pretty tough contested mark here as he goes down towards the centre square area to find Billy Phelan. Look at the numbers running here on our side of the ground. Here's Toby Scott. Marks and plays on centre wing. Checks the kick inside. Beautifully hit. And finds Bailey Anderson. He's got options. Wade's running past the big fella. Arches his back. Beats a couple. Hand passes to space. Had no real option there as Chichiglia got back late for Wendy to clear it, but it's marked centre field again by Billy Phelan.
He gives a quick handball to a running Thrum. He's got to get the kick out wide to Doreen. Doreen can stop and prop. He goes forward. This time finds Cirillo. 60 metres out too far. The wind's against him. So he's going to try and figure out where's the best option. He finds a lead, but again, it's out wide. Still not inside the attacking 50. The coach Thrum hugging the boundary line. Again, no real options for them. So he's just going to wait, see if anything appears. Nothing does, so he tries to hug the boundary line with a kick, but it's not a great kick. The ball gets pushed across the ground by the wind, running out of defence, and a brave little handball, or bounce there. Wasn't ideal. Ball beats everybody over the back. Cirillo tries to run onto it. Quickly shepherded it off was Brander, but he was able to get his hands back on the ball.
He's gone, I reckon.
As he's bent down to get it, something's happened. He's limping straight to the interchange bench. I don't know whether that's an ankle or that's a hamstring, but either way, Hammond's on centre wing, and he's going to try and drive the ball forward again for the Swallows. So we'll keep an eye on Brander
reaching
there.
For the calf, I reckon. The low down on the leg on the right side. We'll certainly keep close tabs on it. But Orimple have possession here with Bailey Anderson inside the centre square. They're attacking the Orimple Knights SC end of the ground. Fisting clear was Andy Wall, and it goes out over the sideline. And he's got
Doesn't look good, does it?
No, he's got his hands up over the back of his head. Maybe resigns to the fact that he could be sidelined for a little while.
What more can they take, the Roos, in regards to key injuries? And none more so than Jared Brander going down. So that is not what we want to see. He was just starting to find his way into this third term with a couple of early goals. So inside 50, attacking end for Orimple. Ball spills down to Toby Scott. He runs over the ball, going back to try and help in numbers. Orimple have a few players, but so do the Roos. So on the right half forward, Redcliffe's end here at Entlewood Oval. There's going to be another throw-up. Umpire Brewell gets the ball up. Anderson beaten by Dawes. Anderson gets a second punch at it. Punches it as far as it looks like that was Edwards, who's going to run out of the defensive half. He's got a couple of tackles to beat. He quickly gets the ball away. Duck with a nice saving mark there in front of Brownbridge. He's going to look for the runners there in Carter. Elects not to use them, but he's got players in the middle if he wants. He does use them. So inside finds McDonald. McDonald's got a runner on the outside. He uses him in Cooper McDowell. He goes long, direct, looking for Wade Hancock, but he's got three players in front of him. Ball spills down, roved perfectly by Mensch.
Kicks it out defensively. Nice hit up on the bounce there by Blundy. Chance for the quick kick in towards the number 11, Connor Mensch. Didn't think that he hung on to that, but the umpire had blown an early whistle, so I think he got away with the one there. As he looks to go down the line on that outer side centre wing, he's got options. Hangs it close to the line, but they'll keep possession and look to set up the next passage of play there on that outer side of the ground. There's a chance breaking clear.
Got Doreen free if he wants down the line.
Anderson was presenting as well. Now the kick is a little further downfield to find Cooper Doreen. He plays on quickly, he kicks and spins, puts it up there. Nice mark taken, going back with the flight. It's a good job as that Brody Ryan out there, the left footer. On that outer side, just sets it up nicely. He's got options. Wandon, I reckon, drifted forward inside the attacking 50. Let off the chain, Zachy. His first game back in about a month. He's going to quickly continue the chain on. They just keep running into space, Orimple.
Have a look who's got it again. Ryan.
Got a good tank, hasn't he? Just keeps on going.
But he's the type of player you want with the ball in hand going inside the attacking 50. Uses it every time. Hits a target, and reward for effort here. Would have liked to see Zachy Wandon just take one, though.
Yeah, get one on the board. He wouldn't have hit the scoreboard too often, I reckon, in the past 3 or 4 seasons. So this time, it is a goal for Ryan. That is his first of the afternoon, and when you think, Riddles, how much play when he had forward to centre, probably a good 10-minute chunk of it there. Swallows probably get their second entry for the term and put one on the board.
And that's just the thing. They're methodical going forward, but again, Cooper Doreen found space at half forward. Some really good gutsy efforts, as you said, gut running there from Brody Ryan, but Brody also took a really nice mark going back with the flight of the ball, and very deserved goal kicker. But they are certainly finding avenues to goal a little bit easier than what the Roos are right now.
Back underway, centre field. Nick Jensen takes it out of the ruck contest and kicks a tumbler up towards half forward. Oh, that's great work there. Is that Luth just running onto it there? He's freed up now, that assignment on Brander, and he might really start to come into his own. As the mark taken by Blundy, he's had a pretty good afternoon, the young man. As he just holds it up off his left. His kick is absolutely perfect to wait over the top there to Jason Coughlin. He's got support running around the outer side on the boundary and Doreen again, and he's not going to be attended to by Wentworth, so he's going to get a free posse.
Well, Cooper Doreen, I don't know if he's changed his underwear in a week, but no one's going near him at the moment. So he's going to be kicking right on the boundary, right on 50. So plays with a short spear pass, and it was absolutely centimetre perfect. He finds Bailey Anderson, who's also going to be kicking right on the boundary, but a little bit further forward down the field. But he's going to take his absolute best kick here. He's kicking from the cricket nets at the moment. And he's probably still about 40 metres out. And if he can kick this, gee whiz, you would think that the Henshallwood Hill will go absolutely bonkers.
Let's have a look at it. It sets it up. It goes across the face. It's still in the field of play, though. Left forward pocket. Andy Wall will just try and wrestle his way through for a minor score, and he does just that. So Irimple 10-8-68, Wentworth 5-6-36, 24-minute mark, third term for Pioneer Ford Robinvale here on Hot FM. Pat Silcox, Ben Ridley and Max Hollingworth bringing you all the action as Brander is back out on the field there, but the mark is taken by Luth, who kicks to a very dangerous position to find Jason Coughlin directly in front there, centre half forward about 50 metres out.
So again, Coughlin, the brother of the famous Dan Coughlin, spear and kick in, looks for Cooper Milsom and goes over the top. So the ball spills out of defence, but it was a hurried kick to no advantage at all. Irimple have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Quick little handball out of the contest, doesn't find anyone. So Coughlin, he's got numbers there if he needs to help him. But it's a scrappy contest at the moment as the ball spills out. Irimple have the numbers to try and cut off, as you said, still, and there by Connor Carter. He goes with a beautiful kick inside 50. He finds Ryan. Ryan immediately plays on, goes towards the boundary and finds a teammate in Pezzaniti. We'll be kicking on the three-quarter time siren in a very similar position to where we saw Bailey Anderson try to kick one earlier. So right on the boundary line, 35 metres out, Henshallwood Hill side, virtually in the cricket nets here, and he'll be looking to extend the lead here for Irimple and their 11th goal of the afternoon.
Loves a little bit of drama and theatre, doesn't he, the Pez dispenser? This is right up his alley. You watch the celebration if he can nail this one from hemmed in. The right forward pocket on the boundary line. He sets it up to the right. It's narrow. It's going to be perfect. Oh, he was never going to miss it, was he? He absolutely set it up a treat. His teammates get around him. And that's the perfect way for the home side to finish off here in this third quarter. They have set up the platform here to go on and pick up a very important 4 premiership points this afternoon. Irimple 11-8-74. Lead Wentworth 5-6-36. Three-quarter time. We'll go back to the Burn Court studios for a few brief messages, then back for Maxie Hollingworth's numbers right here on Hot FM.
Enjoy everything the Euston Club Resort has to offer. Sunday to Thursday, 10:30am to 11pm, and Friday and Saturday, 10:30am till midnight. Station 46 Bistro, open 7 days a week. Bookings recommended. Members draws, cash draws, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays between 6 and 8pm. Weekly Wednesday raffles from 7pm. Free live entertainment Friday and Saturday night. Become a member, it's easy and affordable with huge benefits. Visit www.eustonclub.com.au.
Hot sponsors. Fatty Boombar's back at 66 Lime Avenue. Burgers, sides, palmies, salads, toasties, great coffee and more. No clowns, no roosters, no colonels. Just honest food, no fuss. Dine in or take away lunch and dinner Tuesday to Saturday. Fatty Boombar, Lime Avenue.
Hot sponsors.
Invest in yourself, level up your fitness and smash your 2026 goals at Club Aquarius. Choose from the 24/7 Gym and Group Fitness Centre on 15th Street, the 24/7 Gym and Wellness Centre on 11th Street, or the new 24-hour convenience clubs at Irimple and Redcliffe, and coming soon to Golgol. Let the Club Aquarius all-in-one app make your fitness journey easier. Check class timetables, track your activity and progress, and explore thousands of exercise demos all from your phone. Club Aquarius, hot sponsor.
It's worth the drive to Pioneer Ford Robinvale. You get so much more than you thought. It's not just the place for great deals from your award-winning Ford dealer. They're also proud to offer customer service that extends throughout the ownership for your vehicle and beyond. Experience the difference and contact Pioneer Ford Robinvale today for sales, servicing and repairs you can trust. It is worth the drive. Head over to Pioneer Ford Robinvale or log on to pioneerford.com.au. LMCT 7329.
Sponsor
sponsors of Hot FM.
Outstanding results again and again and again. It's what you expect from industry leaders Colley and Tierney Real Estate, serving the people of Sunraysia for 75 years. Trusted and professional real estate advice and service, consistently delivering results for residential, commercial, lifestyle and rural properties. It's the right choice for your property. Call Colley and Tierney today and see what they can do for you. Colley and Tierney Real Estate. They put you first.
Sponsors of Hot FM.
Don't miss 60 mad minutes every Friday night at the Kumiala Club. There's 50 prizes to be won, including meat trays, gift cards, and household items, plus a whole lot more. The Kumiala Club is also your ultimate playground. Play some of the world's best golf courses and take on the Interactive Games Challenge. Perfect for your next function, birthday celebration, or just having fun with your mates. The Kumiala Club, proud sponsor of your community radio, Hot FM.
The Sunraysia Footy Match of the Day, thanks to Colley and Tierney First National Real Estate. The SFNL Match of the Day on Hot FM, your official SFNL broadcaster.
And welcome back to...
What you hear on community radio is governed by the Community Radio Codes of Practice. The Codes of Practice cover matters relating to program content, including local content, news, current affairs, Australian music content, programs for children, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting to the community. They also cover aspects such as community access and participation in the operation of this service. Copies of the codes are available from the Community Broadcasting Association website, www.cbaa.org.au.
Okay, we'll try that again because I was too busy eating spring rolls and not focused on the job at hand, and I didn't stop the runaway train. But we are back here at Henshawood Oval. It is three-quarter time, our match of the day for Colley and Tierney First National Real Estate. Swallows 11-8-74, leading Wenty 5-6-36. Goal kickers to three-quarter time, doubles for Zach Wilson, Nick Pezzaniti and Billy Phelan. Singles for Jake Thrum, Jason Coughlin, Brodie Ryan. We've got Jude Blundy and Cooper Milsom as well. Meanwhile, for Wentworth, Wade Hancock I've got for 3. And singles for Jared Brandner and Xavier Latoure. Max Hollingworth is standing by to give us the all-important numbers here at three-quarter time. Maxie, take it away.
Jake Thrum was good again that quarter. He had 6 possessions and 2 marks. Zach Wanden was a bit quiet again. He had 3 possessions. Zane Luth was good with 2 possessions and 2 marks. And Jude Blundy was good with 5 possessions, 2 marks and a goal.
Sounds good to me. Let's head over towards the Wenty boys.
Blake McDonald was a solid that quarter. He had 5 possessions and 1 mark. Jared Brandon was good with 3 possessions, 3 marks and a goal. Derek Egg-Melissy Smith had 0 possessions and Bailey Hayward had 1 possession.
Yeah, Derek's been nursing a bit of a leg injury, certainly since midway through early in that second term, and hasn't had too many numbers at all in the game or any real impact since that moment of time. As you look at it here, with one more quarter to play at, Maxie, your boys, the Swallows, look to be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think the Swallows should win this one.
Okay, good on you, Max. We'll look forward to catching up with you for our full-time wrappers. Ben Ridley gets set to rejoin me. Apologies to all the listeners there that I didn't stop the play button, and I'm missing my...
To your left foot there, still go.
There it is. My little mic sock has gone missing as well. I've managed to regain some composure, and how do you see it playing out here in this last term, mate?
Yeah, very, very tough for the Roos, you would think, coming from here. But it looks like that wind gust that we had in the third quarter that gave a fair bit of advantage to Wentworth has died down. So, again, not great news for the Wenty Roos, but just too much run and carry here from the Swallows at the moment that you would think that they're just going to run over the top of them a little bit stronger here in the last term.
Yeah, they've had a good buy-in, haven't they, across the whole playing group this afternoon. As umpire Bruin holds it high, and we get set to go again here in the last term as the Rucks go at it. One down there by Jensen. O'Reilly Ward managed to get himself in the way there to be a bit of a menace and try and get the Swallows the early takeaway out of the centre clearance here. As once again we'll do exactly what we just did at the siren. One down emphatically by Jensen. Tries to get to some advantage there. Nicely picked up there by Edwards. Wheeling and dealing. Kicks inside out off his right boot towards left half forward. Nice take by Baird on the run. Kick was smothered, but it goes inside the forward 50. Out comes Hancock. Shoots out the hand pass. It was too hot for Dawes. Ball still up for grabs here inside that Wenty forward 50. If they can get a mark here in a good spot, they're a chance. Here's an opportunity here for the number 10, Nebraska Wilkie. Has his kick got enough journey on it? No, says the umpire. Big Dawsey marks it, had to play on quickly, kicks towards the right forward pocket and goes out of play on the 4.
Yeah, tough ask there from Big Dawsey, but as you said, just didn't travel the required distance. As we see Keenan Wade, right back pocket. He decides to go back inboard, finds a teammate in Jackson. So Jackson across the face of goal to Wandon. They're just scanning across the ground, waiting for the right option to appear. He's got Toby Scott in the middle of the ground if he wants. It's a dangerous kick in towards Toby Scott. He's got a couple of beat coming over the top to help with Cirillo. Cirillo with a quick handball inboard. Misses the target there in Toby Scott. He's got to go back and try and help out, but it's cut off quickly there by Wilkie. Wilkie goes forward, looking for a marking option in Hancock. The ball spills to ground and immediately tackled. Wentworth are inching closer towards their 6th goal here. They're only 15 metres out directly in front. Another throw up. Ball goes down, spilled out of the contest by Latore. And it's a quick kick around the corner there by McDonald, who taps it to his advantage out of the contest, runs on, and a nice little snap at goal there. So the first of the term here in the 4th quarter goes to the Winnie Roos. And a much-needed goal sees Wentworth 6-6-42, still trailing Orimple 11-8-74 on the Kumiella Club scoreboard, 2 minutes into the 4th term.
Almost a bit of a Bronx cheer from the players there. They got one on the board. It's been very labour-intensive for them right across the afternoon. Orimple just really just clung tight to them, have given them no release. They've had no opportunity to get a bit of a roll on. I'll look to try and finish the better here, though, in the last term, as it's one down forward again for Wentworth. Ball at ground level here with Carter. May have been held without it, says the umpire, and that's exactly the way it'll go. Looks to maybe release Grills on a pathway there, but decides to take his kick and goes to right half forward. Brander sets up there, couldn't quite bring it to ground. Baird went through, and he was also held without it. So slowly but surely, Wentworth are edging their way ahead here. They move it to right half forward here with Jack Baird. His kick is a shocker. It's intercepted there by Thrum, who sends it back the other way for Jason Coughlin, centre wing broadcast side.
And they've just got numbers that fall into the right spot. So Coughlin has got a runner outside in Thrum. He's trying to give it to him, but he elects to go forward for Wilson. Wilson with a nice little balk, goes inboard, but again, really average kick cut off by Baird. Handball forward, finds Edwards. Edwards goes to the top of the 50, looking for Brander, but he's used as a step ladder, and that's a massive grab there by Zane Luth. What a ripping grab.
Brander was deer in the headlight sort of gear there. Had no idea what was behind him. A lovely elevation from the former Mildura Heat star is now. Here's a chance for Archer Hammond. Goes inside the forward 50, left forward pocket. Marking contest out front was Jason Coughlin. Out the back is Thrum. Gets the handball received. Bullets one across the face. Coughlin steps around. His left foot is smothered, but it's still up for grabs here. Edwards is working hard. He needs help. He was swung around the 360. I reckon the umpire was considering his options. But nothing doing, says ball's a Bruin. We're going to throw up. It's only about 15 metres out from the Swallows' goal.
Directly in front, Scatting tries to punch the ball down, only to the advantage of Wilson. Wilson gets tackled, gets a handball out, only as far as Latore. He could have been caught holding the ball, trying to push his way through the contest. Instead of giving the first give, he's tried to take on too many players. Toby Scott pretty happy with himself there at the moment. He didn't do anything in the contest there, but get knocked down. There's going to be a free kick to Archer Hammond, 30 metres out directly in front. And just a couple of steps too many there. And when you're trying to take on 3 defenders, it generally isn't going to work out in your favour. So Archer Hammond, 30 metres out directly in front, comes in. It looks good off the boot. The players are happy. And it's another one through the big sticks there for the Orimple Swallows. As they surge forward here in the 4th quarter, waiting for the Kumiella Club scoreboard to reset. As we've got some really nice graphics there at the moment. Orimple 12-8-80 leading Wentworth 6-6-42. 5 minutes gone in the 4th term. But gee whiz, it was never going to work out there for young Latore, trying to break through 3 players in front of him.
Not at all. As we go around the grounds for Fatty Boombar at the MSP, the Tigers, but only just 5-9-39. South Mildura 5-6-36. Merbein have been pretty consistent in the second half so far. They lead by 14 points over Oyen United at Blackburn Park. And Robinvale Euston were really tight on Mildura for a little while there, but the D's have just steadied 5-9-39 to 4-5-29.
Some heavy footballs all around the grounds as we see Hammond slap it out of the contest. He goes to half forward looking for a leading Pezzaniti. It beats him, bounces over the back, lands in the hands of Wall. Wall kicks it only as far as Keenan Wade, who spears a kick in at centre half forward, looking for a teammate in Ryan. Makes it too hard for him at his toes. Ball spills out to Lattori of Wentworth to Carter. Carter out to Edwards just to slow it down at half back.
So he's looking further down the line there on the highway side. Not much coming at him. He's going to get Whistle to play on now as he kicks a little up and under there looking for big doors. Brownbridge was too good in the contest.
He had it.
He did. He was ready to go back and take his kick up. I said, no, it touched off the hands, boys. Tommy was absolutely gobsmacked about that. Still can't believe it.
There was certainly a bit of a Logie act in that one there. I didn't think he was going to get that, but either way, the umpire throws it up, spills down to the hands of Baird. Baird, hurried kick, top of the 50. Beaten to everyone was Luth. He's playing some good footy across half back. He kicks it long down, looking for Ryan. At the fall of the ball is Doreen and Baird. Punched out to the hands of Anderson.
Right,
Anderson has a running player, but it's too hot, looking for Milsom. Coming in to help again, Doreen. Anderson on hands and knees. Punches it out. Beautiful kick there from Ryan just to steady it into the centre of the ground to Toby Scott. At centre half forward, doesn't realise there's a player on his behind. The ball lands in the hands of Tulloch. Around the corner, he goes to the top of the square. And the man, last in defence, who's done it for years and years for the Roos, again, is Andy Wall.
Had a bit of advice to Nick Pezzaniti on the flip side of that as well. I reckon just trying to tell him where he needed to be. There's a chance here for Cooper McDowell. His kick is going to be okay. And marked by Xavier Latore, who tries to swing it to the other side, the outer side of the ground. Infringement against Bodie Edwards. I reckon he took the mark in any case. Played on down the line, finds McDonald. Almost losing his feet there was Wilkie. Tries to come inside. Comes inside again. He's got options. He goes to McDowell, who continued along the chain there. Hancock, one out with his body, did well. Now Brownbridge is back for support. Slung down to the tackle as Tom, but he got a hand pass away. Doreen clears the D50, but Edwards, who's got a bit of a spark at the moment, takes the mark on that outer side left half forward. His kick is a beauty, and I reckon that's Nebraska Wilkie, is it? He's marked pretty much straight in front, about 45, 50 metres out.
As you said, just all the hard effort there from Wilkie, but the ball gives off to a running McDowell. McDowell with a real wobbly kick from the top of the 50, finds an open square, and it's a goal. So Wilkie just didn't back himself in there at the top of the 50, but he had McDowell coming past at pace, and while it didn't look good, the finish was exactly what they were after. 7-6-48. Wentworth behind the Orimple Swallows 12-8-80. 8.5 minutes gone here in the fourth term. But there's still a little pulse here at the moment for the Roos Silco, so they're not out of it just yet.
It's a big ask, though. 5 goals, too, they need to make up, but they get another couple of quick ones and not waste too much of the timepiece. Well, I think they're a big chance to finish home strongly in this last term as Ward and Jensen go to battle one more time. One down by Jensen. He's been pretty good today, Nico. Goes forward and centre there towards Tulloch, who lost it. McDonald shoots out the hand pass to Carter. They're going forward again. Quick kick there is the separation for Hancock. And hang on a minute, Wentworth with another opportunity here as he's been told by Chichiglia, that is Wade Hancock, to go back, son, and have a pot shot at goal.
Well, as you said, they needed some quick goals. This would be perfect for them. Wade Hancock gets right up on the man on the mark, gives himself a little bit of width, goes to the top of the square. Egg Smith tries to wrestle his way around, punches the ball down. Connor Mensch tries to get the handball out. That could be deliberate.
I think it is.
And did not disguise that well at all, Connor Mensch. He went looking for the boundary line there with the handball. The closest person that was in front of him was a supporter eating a pie behind the Bigfoot construction sign. And there's going to be a shot on goal here. Is that Baird in the corner?
Oh, it's a long way away, Riddles.
It's a long way away, isn't it? Whoever it is has got a very tough shot, so they're going to have to try and snap it around the body, gives themselves a little bit of width, and they do. So another quick goal here for the Roos. And they're up and about here. Jack Carter doing some great things in the middle of the ground. As we're still trying to find out who that goal kicker was. We just need them to turn around and give us the number on the back. But either way, that sees Wentworth again inching forward. 8-6-54, trailing Orimple 12-8-80. Just over 10 minutes gone here in the fourth term. Bit of work to do, but they're certainly trying to make the most of every opportunity. And Nick Jensen and Jack Carter teaming up nicely. Have we figured out who the goal kicker is
he
yet
won't turn around. I was wondering if it was one of the Wilkie boys there. We'll just keep an eye on that. As it's in fact Bailey Hayward. Beautiful. I can mark him down. That's a goal for Bailey Hayward.
As the ball spills out to Wandon. Wandon tries to burst his way through the contest. The umpire's called a throwing, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick here to Keenan Wade. He's got a player in the middle of the ground. He goes there, finds Tulloch. He elects to just assess his options, doesn't play on too quickly, and running hard again was Keenan Wade. He plays on immediately. Not a great kick, but finds a teammate in Ryan who uses Doreen. Doreen with a left foot sparing pass looking for Jason Coughlin. He's got to bend down below his knees. A couple of players come in to help Andy Wall as he goes back into the contest looking for Scatting. Scatting tries to impose his big frame and just get himself over the boundary line if he can. But umpire Brewell said you didn't have any prior opportunity. There's going to be a throw up. 45 metres out from attacking end here at Orimple.
12-8-80, the Swallows, 8-6-54 Wentworth. Knocked down to advantage. Here's a chance out the back for Mensch. Swings it infield to Tulloch. Kicks around his body inside the forward 50. Oh, a couple of roos went up there. It might have been into a dangerous situation, but Subkoviak there was the man on the last line of defence as Grills can't hang on to it. And a nice bit of forward 50 pressure from Bailey Anderson that just worried him out of there at the end. The ball goes out and over the line for a throw-in, and that's going to be around about 25 metres out from the Swallows' goal in the right forward pocket.
Swallows will be looking for a settling goal here. So Billy Phelan, he gets the advantage, tries to tap it down as far as Tulloch, who tries to barge his way through the contest, but is immediately tackled by a couple of players in Wentworth. So again, we're going to see a throw-up. 25 metres out directly in front. Phelan punches doors out of the contest. Back in the hands of Tulloch. Immediately tackled. And wowee, as you said, Silko, was it a heavy tackle? And it's going to be caught holding the ball. So big Dawsey. He's going to take the free kick. Immediately plays on to Grills. Grills with that left foot sparing pass goes looking for Haywood. He's got to get down on hands and knees. He's got players meeting him here at the moment. Does enough to lock it in at the top of the 50. Another throw up. Still in the attacking half here for Orimple.
Just hasn't kicked the ball well today, Blaine, has he? He's had a lot of opportunities to run and rebound from the last line, but this has failed to hit targets on a regular basis as ball comes out here towards left half forward for Orimple. It's Tulloch who gets it up to Nando. Cirillo kicks around his body into a dangerous position. Wentworth trying to get the numbers back. Latorre is the man there. Backs himself in. Has a bounce. It doesn't sit up. He's under a bit of pressure. Has to hack one out. No. He might have actually stepped out of play before he got the kick up, but didn't think he needed to take a bounce there, did he?
We've seen some gutsy things today. Wet weather footy with a heavy ball. Yeah. A bounce in your defensive line right on the square is probably
5 metres
one of the bravest things I've seen.
Anyway, let's get a reload here. Right forward pocket. Swallows still deep into attack. Jensen has an airy. Ball at ground level. The hand pass up to Coughlin. Sweeps it back inside.
Great pick-up.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad considering the conditions. And a quick whistle there for the umpire. Gee, there wasn't a lot of prior there, was there?
Frankie Chichiglia was probably being very, very harshly penalised there, but we were complimenting the pickup, and it was lucky to have even scooped up into his hand, let alone being caught holding the ball. But either way, it's going to be a free kick, and it looks like it's Brodie Ryan just outside there.
Billy Phelan, I reckon.
Billy Phelan?
Yeah, I've got a feeling.
Got a feeling for Phelan?
Yeah. He's kicked 2 so far this afternoon. Be the ultimate test of my judgment here. If he kicks on his left foot, it would then be Brodie Ryan, but I'm pretty confident
you're right,
on the right.
Billy.
It's Billy. He goes for it. He kicks the goal. 13-8-86 Orimple. 8-6-54 now for Wentworth. And they're looking the goods, I reckon, the Swallows, who after a little bit of a slow start, in fact, I reckon they were sitting rock bottom on the table about a month and a half ago. All of a sudden, they're starting to become a bit of a threat to those top 2 or 3 teams.
Yeah, they certainly are, and that was just the nice steadier that they needed. All the momentum was certainly going with Wentworth here at the start of the fourth quarter. And just some really good, tough work in the middle of the ground by Jimmy Tulloch. And he's been able to surge the ball forward in the most crucial contest that they've required. So, umpire Brewell throws the ball up, as he's done all day. Gets first hands to it is Jensen. The ball spills forward to Haywood. Hurry kick out of the contest, looking for Edwards. It's a running race as they try and see the ball to the boundary line. Jackson does enough to be able to just direct it in the direction that he wanted to and get it over the boundary.
Let's go around the grounds for Fatty Boomba. And aside from this one, there's some really tight encounters. It's Redcliffe's 5-11-41 leading South Mildura 5-6-36. Merbein by 8 points over Oyun United. And the Eagles have come back. They only trail Mildura by 3.
So we've got the blowout scoreboard here at the moment as the ball surges forward. Egg Smith, 1-on-1, top of the square. Too strong, too big there for his direct opponent in Nando Cirillo. And other than the first 10 minutes of the first quarter where he had the ball on a string and then went off with the bit of a rolled ankle, this will be one of his first touches since deep in the first quarter. It's going to be a crucial touch. 15 metres out, directly in front. The ex-McLeod medalist and Richmond AFL star comes in with that laconic left foot style is perfect. Goes straight through the big sticks. As I've got a bit tongue-tied there, calling big Derek Egg-Smith into the goal line, but a very crucial goal there by the star recruit coming back, as you said, to the SFL this year. So back within 26 points, Wentworth 9-6-60, trailing Orimple 13-8-86, 16 and a bit minutes gone here in the fourth quarter at Henshallwood Oval. Just again, they're not letting them get away at the moment, the Roos, and just holding on for dear life.
So 4-goal break on the Coombe Club scoreboard as Jensen looks it back over the top there to Baird. That was a clever piece of ruck work as Baird kicks, looking for options there at left half forward. He's going to miss the target in Hancock, and it's mopped up there by Tommy Brownbridge, who looks down the line there, highway side. He has to play on. His left foot is high with penetration. There's options out there. Mark taken, I reckon, over the back there. Is that Blakey McDonald a long way away there on the outer side? He releases his right foot there looking for a target at centre-half forward. Clears the initial contest. Squirts out the back. Here's a chance for the Swallows to find an option here right in front of us in Cooper Doreen. Good battle against Bodie Edwards there. Swallows have got the numbers back here with Blundy. He's got time on his left. He was chopped down after he kicked. Umpire says play it on. And Zach Wilson, he's having a really good afternoon. Just reaches there at the back of the right leg. Maybe a little bit of cramp setting in. He's looking to try and draw the 50. He'll go back to Blundy straight off the ground, Wilson. Here's Blundy, though, looking at over the top for Brownbridge, who'd pushed ahead, who caught one in the nether region there from Jaden Scatting. It was no intention there from the big fella, but it certainly took the wind out of Tommy's sails, as now Wentworth trying to tack on that outer side centre wing. Didn't quite set up there for Archie Latoure. Has to go back and try and find it again. Good pressure effort there from Toby Scott to hold it up, and there's a few sick and sorry soldiers out there at the moment, Riddles.
No, and none more so than Tommy Brownbridge as he limps his way back to the back line. Ball spills down, this time in the hands of Grills. Tries to give the don't argue. Got the player in board in Edwards. He's got a couple to beat, does it beautifully. Runs out of the centre of the ground, kicks inside, looking for a one-on-one contest with Wade Hancock. Ball spills over the back into the hands of Egg-Smith. Tries to straighten up, and a beautiful kick to the top of the square. He finds Bailey Haywood. And just the vision that he had running towards the boundary, knowing that Haywood was going to be there all by himself. And he just delivered it perfectly. And again, another opportunity here directly in front for Wentworth just to keep themselves within reach here. Nearly 19 minutes gone, so this is a much-needed goal by Haywood.
Didn't blaze away, did he, Egg-Smith? He used all of his experience beautifully there to centre it up for Haywood, who kicks it hard and straight. And that is his second of the afternoon, 10-6-66 for the Wendy Roos, who are really finishing strongly here in the last quarter. 13-8-86 for Irimple. That, of course, on the Kumiala Club scoreboard. And we played some 19 minutes in this last quarter. Could they, Ben Ridley?
Well, you never know. You can't count them out because at the moment, just a gutsy game here by Wenny. Never really looked in it from the start of the contest here today, but just not letting themselves get away at the moment. And Irimple certainly be looking over their shoulders at the moment, and they wouldn't want this ball to be easily taken out of the middle of the ground. So, Jensen up against Ward. Jensen again gets the ball forward. It's been a free kick rewarded here, and it's against Bailey Anderson. So Blake McDonald, he's going to be getting the free kick in the centre of the ground to drive Wentworth forward again. He does this with a long penetrating kick looking for Egg-Smith. Ball spills out of the hands of Brownbridge. He dives back onto it, tries to punch it out as far as Thrum. A nice little toe poke off the ground by Egg-Smith. Carter, quick handball over the top to Hancock. Open goal square. And I tell you what, they are coming back.
Aren't they?
This is incredible by Wentworth, and it is not over yet here at Henshallwood Oval. But a great little just toe poke out of the contest by Egg Melessi Smith. Orimple 13-8-86. It's now just over 2 goals behind Wentworth. 11-6-72, 20 and a bit minutes gone late in this last quarter. But stay on the radio here because Wentworth aren't going anywhere.
No, Egg Melessi Smith was pretty much MIA for quarters 2 and 3, but in the last 5 minutes, a couple of massive plays that's gotten his team right back into the mix, and they're going ahead again. Nice, long, strong kick there off the boot of Chichiglia at right half forward. Spills out the back for McDonald. Gets a great bounce. Arches back. He threw it. It was a crow throw, wasn't it?
Oh, no.
Well, he tried to set sail with Archie Latore into space, and it was a last-minute saving tackle from the Swallows, but they were en route to another goal there.
They were on. So certainly putting the pressure on the back line here as the ball gets cleared out. Nice mark, an important mark. Hasn't been called there to Brodie Ryan. So Jack Baird holds him up. Brodie Ryan pleading his fact there that he took it. So it's centre half forward. Nick Jensen, big punch as far as he can. Hands only as far as Bailey Anderson. High kick, looking for Nick Pezzaniti. He's got Andy Wall right on his hammer. Tackles him. Has he been caught holding the ball? The umpire says no this time. But they're certainly holding him up at every contest. So we're starting to see a reversal here of what Orimple's been able to do well all day. Pressure on the ball carrier.
One down by Wall in the ruck contest. We're going to go around the grounds shortly as the torpedoing kick from the Swallows gets them inside the forward 50. That right forward pocket, some desperation stakes being shown by both clubs. That was an awesome effort there from Brodie Ryan to lock it in. But I can tell you, Riddles at the Brian Waitman Oval, the Eagles in front, 6-8-44, Mildura 5-12-42. That's quite remarkable. The Eagles desperately needing the win, and they might just get it as we see a Ripple kick it forward there towards the right-hand behind post. She goes out and over the boundary line, so we'll get a reload. Redcliffs have just got a little bit of separation now, 11 points clear of South Mildura at the MSP, and Merbein 12-11-83. Doing the job over the Kangas, 10-8-68.
As Phelan tries to take it out of the contest, tries to snap it around the body, only as far as a smother from Carter. As they play tunnel ball, 20 metres out from the Orimple goal. Quickly picking it up again was Phelan. But he's got 3 opponents immediately tackling him. So still in the danger area, 25 metres out, directly in front of the Orimple goals. Scadding tries to push Phelan out. The umpire says that there's going to be a shepherd in the ruck contest against Phelan. Scadding gets a free kick deep in defence. He's got to move the ball quickly. Time's against them. He does exactly that. Goes with a really, really dangerous kick looking for Hayward. He had 3 players come and spoil the party. Down on hands and knees, players are just trying to do anything they can get it out of this contest. Connor Carter goes back with help from Milsom. 40 metres out, attacking end here for Orimple. Is going to be another throw up. Umpire Brewell will try and reload. And, Orimple will want something here, Silko.
Here we go again at the 23-minute mark. Hammond emphatically over the top, but Grills gets in the way. There's no room to move for the big fella, though. He's just held up in this left forward pocket. Lots of numbers around this stoppage. The Roos desperate to get it going their way here as Hammond knocks it towards the boundary line. The timepiece is their friend at the moment as Thrum tries to keep it alive in front of the Leisure Centre. He's going to get a free kick. Not certain what that was for. Was it maybe fractionally high, but gee whiz, in the pressure cooker situation that we've now found ourselves in, I reckon that's just play on every day of the week.
Absolutely. You can certainly make a case for many more kicks around the ground being given as a free kick. But either way, it's the coach who's been in absolutely everything. Can he kick the sealer here? 24 minutes gone in this last quarter. He's going to be kicking from the non-preferred left pocket for a left footer. Gets right up close on the man on the mark. It looks good. Oh, wow. And hits the top of the right-hand goalpost. So an opportunity goes begging here for Orimple. 13-9-87, leading Wentworth 11-6-72.
Down the line goes Grills, long and strong, but Brownbridge will get the intercepting mark inside the centre square. He's just going to steady the tempo here, wait for the right option to unfold. He plays on now. Left half forward flank, not his best kick, although it might clear the initial contest. Out the back there is Doreen. He's been pretty steady today. And Jason Coughlin ends up with the Sharon, but he's held and placed into the ground. So we'll get a ball up here from umpire Bruin at the 24 3/4 minute mark. Orimple by 15, but what a strong finish. Encouraging for Wenny fans here. They've come back very nicely in this last term. They kicked 6 goals to 2, and they trail by 15 points.
Yeah, they certainly have not given up at all. So here underneath the commentary box, another boundary throw in front position. Goes to Jensen. Baird rows it perfectly. Kicks long down the line, but with courage goes back. Connor Mensch immediately plays into the middle of the ground. He's got Toby Scott, one-handed mark. He's going to try and slow it down. He's telling all his teammates, just let it slow down, take the tempo out. Further afield finds Cirillo. Cirillo with another nice short kick. He finds a teammate further down the line. It looks like that's Archer Hammond.
Brody Jackson, is it?
Brody Jackson on the outer side? My eyesight's failing me. So Brody Jackson, centre wing, another short kick down the line. No real penetration. Umpire Bruin, yeah, he's called a free kick. So Jude Blundy, again on centre wing highway side. He plays on from the mark with a nice big left foot kick. Goes out to the boundary line and a mark.
Wow.
All by himself is Brody Ryan, and he looks inside. He finds Connor Mensch, who's got a paddock all by himself. He spills it, but he gets it out calmly to a left foot kick from Connor Carter. It wasn't his best, and it's out of bounds on the full. So, a little reprieve here for the Roos, but his time ticking away. Is it going to be too much, Silko?
Yeah, 26-minute mark, final turn, 15-point lead for the home side. Nice mark over the top there from the big man, Keenan Wade. He's been very, very strong this afternoon. He's in the left, well, he's got to go for home. I was going to say he's in the left forward pocket, but really he's at left half forward. Here, right in on the boundary line, as Jensen would want to be careful he'd give away a 50-metre. Here he has. Did he think there was a whistle to play on?
What he was thinking.
It was a bit of a brain snap from Nick.
Yeah,
but
was.
Now, even though Keenan was probably every chance to go home from 55 metres out, he's going to be right from the top of the square now. And that's your game, I reckon.
That's your game, as you said. Keenan Wade, who gave the old baseball home run look there. He's just pointed up to the stands. So old man Michael Wade, who's hit plenty of home runs over the years, here in the Sunraysia Baseball Association. But Keenan Wade, this is the kick that could seal it here for Orimple. He's 20 metres out, very, very slight angle. He really shouldn't make a meal of this. He comes in off the boot. It looks beautiful. Gives it everything he can to make sure that he puts the sealer there. And that is the icing on the cake for what you've said has been a fantastic game, all-round game here from Keenan Wade. And just a little bit of a brain fade there by Big Nick Jensen. Sees Orimple 14-9-93 to Wentworth 11-6-72. So it's a 21-point lead, 27.5 minutes gone here deep in the fourth quarter. And you'd think there's only seconds probably left here, Silko. So what have we got around the grounds?
Can tell you that now 8-point leaders are Robinvale, Euston over Mildura, 8-8, 56 to 6-12, 48. It's 12-12-84 Merbeen, 10-9-69 Oyen United, and the Tigers look set to take it out. 8-11-59 over the Bulldogs, 6-6-42. That'll be 7 losses for South on the bounce.
Where do you go as a dog supporter? As we see the ball cleared out, trying to get possession was McDonald. Immediately taken, the umpire says, yep, holding the ball. It's going to be a free kick in the middle of the ground to Cooper Milsom, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Orimple too strong here at Henshallwood Oval, finishing 14-9-93 to Wentworth. Gallant in defeat, 11-6-72 with a late last quarter burst of 6 goals. But the Kumiella Club scoreboard says it all. They just gave too much latitude and length early in the game here to the Swallows. And they were able to hold on late with that surging charge coming from the Roos. But gee whiz, I tell you what, they put up a fight, Silko. They didn't let their guard fall at any time. And they certainly had plenty of reason to go down with Egmalesi Smith running around on one leg. Also, Jared Brandon not looking at his best, but they gave absolutely everything they possibly could, but just fell down at the last line here. And a really pleasing win, you would think, for the Orimple Swallow supporters, and they have their season well and truly alive.
Spot on, Ben Ridley. Great finish, though, from Wentworth, kicking 6 goals to 3 goals, 1 in the last quarter, but it wasn't enough. And it was a 21-point victory in the end for Orimple Football Netball Club on Purple Day, which will go down a treat in the social rooms later on this evening. There's no question about that. Let's send it back to the Burn Court Studios. A couple of brief messages. We'll come back and wrap up our Sunraysia Footy Match of the Day here at Henshallwood Oval on Hot FM.
Don't miss 60 mad minutes every Friday night at the Kumiella Club. There's 50 prizes to be won, including meat trays, gift cards, and household items, plus a whole lot more. The Kumiala Club is also your ultimate playground. Play some of the world's best golf courses and take on the Interactive Games Challenge. Perfect for your next function, birthday celebration, or just having fun with your mates. The Kumiala Club, proud sponsor of your community radio, Hot FM.
Outstanding results again and again and again. It's what you expect from industry leaders Colley and Tierney Real Estate, serving the people of Sunraysia for 75 years. Trusted and professional real estate advice and service, consistently delivering results for residential, commercial, lifestyle and rural properties. It's the right choice for your property. Call Colley and Tierney today and see what they can do for you. Colley and Tierney Real Estate. They put you first.
Sponsors of Hot FM.
Invest in yourself, level up your fitness and smash your 2026 goals at Club Aquarius. Choose from the 24/7 Gym and Group Fitness Centre on 15th Street, the 24/7 Gym and Wellness Centre on 11th Street, or the new 24-hour convenience clubs at Irimple and Redcliffe, and coming soon to Golgol. Let the Club Aquarius all-in-one app make your fitness journey easier. Check class timetables, track your activity and progress, and explore thousands of exercise demos all from your phone. Club Aquarius, hot sponsor.
It's worth the drive to Pioneer Ford Robinvale. You get so much more than you thought. It's not just the place for great deals from your award-winning Ford dealer. They're also proud to offer customer service that extends throughout the ownership for your vehicle and beyond. Experience the difference and contact Pioneer Ford Robinvale today for sales, servicing and repairs you can trust. It is worth the drive. Head over to Pioneer Ford Robinvale or log on to pioneerford.com.au. LMCT 7329.
Sponsors of Hot FM.
Fatty Boombar's back at 66 Lime Avenue. Burgers, sides, palmies, salads, toasties, great coffee and more. No clowns, no roosters, no colonels. Just honest food, no fuss. Dine-in or take away lunch and dinner Tuesday to Saturday. Fatty Boombar, Lime Avenue.
Hot sponsors.
Enjoy everything the Euston Club Resort has to offer. Sunday to Thursday, 10:30am to 11pm, and Friday and Saturday, 10:30am till midnight. Station 46 Bistro, open 7 days a week. Bookings recommended. Members draws, cash draws, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays between 6 and 8pm. Weekly Wednesday raffles from 7pm. Free live entertainment Friday and Saturday night. Become a member. It's easy and affordable with huge benefits. Visit www.eustonclub.com.au.
Hot sponsors. The Sunraysia Footy Match of the Day. Thanks to Colley and Tierney First National Real Estate. The SFNL Match of the Day on Hot FM, your official SFNL broadcaster.
We're back at Henshwood Oval here to wrap up what has been a really enthralling encounter in the end. Irimple held sway for most of the day, leading at quarter time by 14 points. 35-point margin at half-time had blown out to 38 at three-quarter time. But then it was Wentworth surging late with 6 goals, just running out of gas in the end. 3 goals won by the Swallows to run out 21-point victors, 14-9-93 to 11-6-72. Goal kickers for Irimple, 3 goals to Billy Phelan, 2 goals to Nick Pesniti and Zach Wilson. Then singles for Jake Thrum, Jason Coughlin, also Brodie Ryan, Keenan Wade, Jude Blundy and Cooper Milson. Meanwhile, for Wentworth, Wade Hancock ended up with 4 goals on the afternoon. Bailey Hayward, a couple singles for Cooper McDowell, Blake McDonald, Xavier Latorre, Derek Egmalesi Smith and Jared Brander. Pat Silcox, Ben Ridley and Max Hollingworth with you. And Maxie, time for your opportunity to shine under the spotlight, my friend. You can let us know who had the numbers for the players we're looking at for the winning team, the Swallows.
Jake Thrum was great today. He had 33 possessions, 10 marks, 3 tackles, 2 inside 50s, 1 goal and 4 behinds. Zach Wanden was a bit quiet today. He had 8 possessions, 3 marks and 4 tackles. Zane Luth was good today with 4 possessions, 3 marks and 1 tackle. And Jude Blundy was good with 17 possessions, 7 marks, 2 tackles, 3 inside 50s and a goal.
Yeah, he was really impressive for Jude Blundy today. We were actually just talking about Zane Luth during the commercial break, Maxie, weren't we? And the fact that he didn't have a massive impact on the game, but he kept Brander so quiet. And when Jared went off with that bit of a niggle, he really started to find a bit of the footy, didn't he? And he became a real threat across half-back with that run and carry that he's traditionally known for. And he took one of the hangers of the season across the afternoon as well, which we'll enjoy watching on the SFNL live stream a bit later on this evening, I reckon. Let's head over to Wentworth.
When Blake McDonald was solid today, he had 13 possessions, 2 marks and a goal. Jared Brander was a bit quiet today. He had 6 possessions, 5 marks and 1 goal. Derek Egmers, he started good today, having 10 possessions and a goal. And Bailey Haywood was quiet with 5 possessions and 2 goals.
Okay, so pretty comprehensive, I guess, in the end by your boys, Maxi Orimple, but they got a little bit of a fright there with that run-on from Wentworth, but things are starting to go the Swallows' way after a bit of a slow start.
Yeah.
All right, will we get to see you next week, mate?
Yeah, we will.
Beautiful. So Maxi will be joining us when we head out to number 3 Oval, Imperials versus South Mildura. So we'll catch up with you then, Max.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good man. Thank you very much. As Ben Ridley gets set to just go over this one with a fine-tooth comb, just as we look back in retrospect at the 21-point victory by the home side today, Riddles. They started strongly. They were 5 goals, 3-3, 1 leaders at quarter time. They continued to build their lead, but you might feel that maybe they put the cue in the rack a little bit in the last term, but then when the game was in the balance a little bit, they managed to come back again and kick a couple of clearing goals.
No, I think you've, absolutely read the situation perfectly. They certainly came into that last quarter and realistically probably no one was giving Wentworth a real chance, but coming back home with 6 goals, all of a sudden they had to get back into gear really quickly, and it was their better players again that stood up when the time needed, but especially across half-back. Nando Cirillo, Connor Mensch, Toby Scott, these types of guys that really just slowed things down for them. They stopped that pressure coming forward when they needed to, and also led by their leader, Jake Thrum. He was fantastic all day. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a game that, especially for Wentworth supporters, you can't be really disappointed in the effort that they put out there because they're absolutely crucified with injuries. You've got, their star players out there on 1 foot, one leg with Brander and Derek Egmalesi-Smith, and they just wouldn't go away. They gave everything they could until the final bounce, and I thought today it was probably, the likes of Jack Carter and these midfielders, the older midfielders in Nick Jensen as well, that really gave absolutely everything they possibly could to try and stem the bleeding. And to their credit, they certainly haven't been disgraced at all by a side that is up and about at the moment in Orimple.
Yeah, we suggested that maybe Benny McGlynn might have cut loose a little bit in the sheds at half time. You got the feeling that I reckon he really pointed his direction to the senior players to really carry the burden, carry the load, even though we've got a lot of blokes out. Yeah. You blokes need to show us the way, and you just mentioned some of those names. Those experienced guys really got things back on the straight and narrow for them. Yeah, especially even Blake McDonald. Like, we didn't see much of him in the first half. Frank Ciciglia, they started to really impose themselves in that second half, and they needed to be able to give some help to especially Jack Carter in the middle of the ground, because he seemed to be the only one that was really giving them anything that was coming out of there that looked like a pulse. So Ciciglia and McDonald, if they have been pointed out, they certainly responded and came out and as you said, put on their skating boots in the second half and did some really good things. But they got some really good signs there as well. Like some of their younger players there, and Bailey Haywood, he had a good game. The Wilkie boys come in as late call-ups. I think they both held their own and played well. Bodie Edwards was good.
Bodie Edwards was really good across half-back. I reckon also the Lattori brothers, they were both good at either ends, and it was just probably the lack of opportunity that the forwards had. But also, we mentioned at half-time that a lot of these kids that are coming through, they're not used to being, key position players, and they're not used to being players that are going to be either being the key forward or playing on the key defender. And, I don't think they were disgraced by any stretch of the imagination. And this is going to be a really good learning curve for a couple of these young kids to be able to build with their confidence and hopefully come out bigger and better over the next couple of years, because they've just been thrown in the deep end, through no fault of their own other than just key injuries.
Yep, and they've certainly got a lot of personnel on the sidelines at the moment as well. So if there's any way that they can get a few of those blokes back on deck towards the back end of the season, even though they probably sit 3 games out of the 5 now, as we look at it, we haven't seen the finalised ladder, but there's still a few games left before the major round commences.